Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody in the building, man? It is Tuesday, Primetime Talk Tuesday here on the Coach Me Coach podcast with Coach Hayes. Let me know, everybody in the building, everything looks good, sounds good. We're going to get this thing rocking and rolling here. Coach been out there working, but it's tough. It's tough, but we're here for it, man. A little bit late, but I knew I was going to be late today. Had to take care of some things. So we're in the building, man. We're making it happen. Like I said, it's Tuesday, man. We're going to talk about Coach Prime, maybe some Colorado Buffaloes. They starting off their summer workouts and whatever. I think they started yesterday or today. But the main topic today is Asante Samuels, and Coach Prime talked it out a couple days ago, man. I thought it was a great conversation, and we'll dive into it. As everybody else knows, Shedeur is the hot topic in Cleveland, so everybody has flocked to Cleveland. I don't even know. I don't think people doing Colorado content right now, but everybody's talking about Cleveland, so that is what it is, and that's cool. But let's go ahead and get into this thing today, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, let me know everything looks good in the comment section, that you guys can hear me loud and clear, and we can go ahead and get this thing rock and roll and open up the phone lines. We just chop it up tonight. You know, this is off season, man. It's a little tough. You know, when you deal with the off season, you got to find stuff to talk about and so forth. But like I said, I don't see a comment. Somebody drop a comment to make sure the comment's working properly, because I don't see one yet, just to make sure. All right, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into this thing, man. Make sure I'm live. All right, here we go. Flo, what's up, baby? Miami Flo in the building, man. We got to talk, man. Let's make it happen, baby. Huh? Boy, you see it right here. You see that countdown. Them leprechauns got 88 days, 18 hours, 8 minutes, and 30, 29, 28 seconds before we whoop they behind. All right, man. We in the building. Put them leprechauns back in the box. There it is, man. We should be good. We good. All right. And Jaja 27, Orlando, Florida, watching. Hey, man, you around my part of town. I don't know about that G up there, but I get it. DC Carson, what's up, baby? How you doing? I'm Max. What's up, Coach Hayes and the team, man? Matter of fact, speaking of the team, go ahead. If you'd like to join the team, go ahead and do so. All you got to do is make that thing happen, man. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. It's Colorado Tuesday, FPSD. Shout out to Eddie Murphy in the building. Yep, so let's get into it, man. Asante Samuels and Coach Prime, for those that don't know, if you're living under a rock and haven't been following college football, pretty much got into an online beef about who's the best DB. Asante Samuels comes out, pulls up his stats, talks about Coach Prime's stats. It went back and forth. Shannon Sharp, everybody else in the world jumped in and basically said, Asante Samuels, you trash. That's how I heard it. Y'all, you're not even the same stratosphere as Deion Sanders. All right? And I have to tend to agree with that. However, that doesn't mean, I'm not saying that this Asante Samuels is trash by no stretch of the imagination. But I don't think they're in the same. There's different levels to it. You know what I mean? Asante Samuels was a baller in his own right, but everything is not always equal, right? And when you look at things, right, some things are not even stat worthy. Some things are intangibles, okay? Some things don't make it to the stat sheet, if you understand what I'm saying. So, shout out to Asante and Coach Prime sitting down. Asante has his own podcast now, and it's growing relatively quickly. And this video came out, I want to say I think I just looked at it earlier. It was almost like 100,000 views or something like that. I'm not sure what it is now. Maybe somebody put it in the chat. But I think that's great. I think it's great that they had an opportunity to sit down and talk it out. And that is something that most people don't do. Wars have been started due to the lack of communication. And usually it's because of perspective, right? It's usually because of perspective. You see things one way, I see things another way, and we don't see a common ground. And so therefore it becomes an issue. It's just like looking at a piece of art. Some people could look at a dude throwing paint on the canvas and like, oh my God, it's a masterpiece. I just look at it as a dude throwing paint on the canvas. Don't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong. Just not my cup of tea. All right. Now it's a little different when it comes to football. You got some stats in there, some actual facts, but it's all subjective at the end of the day. I love the fact they came on and they had a conversation. Like I said, most things can be worked out if people have a conversation, especially, when you start dealing with entertainers and so forth and so on. Everybody want to have beef. And the thing about beef, like I tell people all the time, it's never really the two people who started it. It's the entourages around both camps. It's the fans. It's whatever. Those are the ones that get into beef. I mean, think about it. You got people out here getting into fights over celebrities they ain't never even met. Like that's crazy to me. But anyhow, and the celebrities walking all the way to the bank because they're getting all of the pub and publicity. So, it is what it is in that sense. But here's what I'll say. What I enjoyed about the conversation is they had a chance to talk. They both had an opportunity to express their viewpoints on the situation, right? They were both respectful in that conversation. And I think they came to an agreement. There was one key point where Prime said, when he was doing commentary on television, he made a list of certain DBs, and he said that Asante was the top off corner. And there you go. Here's a perfect thing about sports. Or maybe not so perfect. When you say something or you put something in front of it to describe it, an adjective, people take it as a negative. Let's go back to Cam Newton. When he said game changers versus game managers, everybody looked at game manager as if they sucked. And game changer was the thing to be. If you ain't a game changer, anything less is terrible. And that's not the truth. You can skin a cat more than one way in totally different styles. When Prime said that he called him the best off corner there was, I think Asante took offense to that. And he took offense to it because you say he's off corner, not just a corner. So you're saying he's only good if he plays off. That's how people interpret it. And if I'm not mistaken, Prime said, man, that was the last time I made a list because it's unfair to people. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair. And here's another thing I'll say. I had to learn this too when I started doing these shows. People, when you talk, people listen in sound bites. They don't listen for context. When you watch YouTube reels or Instagram posts, you're talking about 20, 30 seconds, maybe even a minute of something. Sometimes that's not enough to get the full understanding of what someone is talking about. And people will run with that instead of doing their research, understanding what somebody has to say, put it in context. You probably get a different view. And this is not just a sports conversation. This is in life, relationships, whatever. Communication has always been key. Most times when people sit down and talk, they can come to an understanding. But here's the beauty of it. Even if they sit down and don't come to an understanding, they can always say, well, we can agree to disagree. But you know where that person clearly stands, and I know where that person clearly stands, if it was, between me and someone else. And that's what's huge about conversations. But people don't want to have those. Because I'm going to say this. What Coach Prime did was huge. Man, he reached out to the man. He reached out to Asante and said, man, let me come on the show, man, and holler at you. Right? They didn't do it behind closed doors and all that. And I'm a firm believer in this now. I really am a firm believer in this. I'm like Master P, dog. I'm not going to talk about you on my record. However, it's always a caveat. However, if you do something to me publicly, don't expect me to handle it privately. I'm going to say that again. If you do something to someone publicly, why should people say, well, if you had a problem with it, man, you should have picked up the phone and called me? Maybe I'm petty like that. I don't know. But you decided to go on and make a public statement. When how about this? If you feel like it's going to be controversial, why don't you pick up the phone with me and get my side of it? And now you have more context. Hey, Hayes. Hey, Hayes, man. Hey, I'm going on this show. I'm thinking talking about such and such and such and such, man. You know, what's your view on it? Okay, cool. That's all I'm saying. But don't throw the rock and hide your hand. And then when I say something back or rebut this stuff publicly, then it's a problem. You literally just saw RG3 and RC, which is Ryan Clark. They got into it. RC, Ryan Clark said something in regards to RG3. He didn't like it. RG3 comes back and makes another public opinion. Hopefully they'll get online because I'm tired. I have to be honest with y'all. I'm tired of looking at these old people with beef, and I get it. Everybody, it's entertainment. God dang, dog. We ain't talking about little young cats. We talking about old dudes with gray beards, internet beefing. You got content creators beefing with each other. They ain't never met each other personally in life. How? How is this possible, dog? But it is what it is. LV in the building. Where you at, LV? Think she off today. So anyway, I would love to see RG3 and RC go on one another's podcast, whether he comes to the Pivot or Ryan Clark goes to, I don't know his podcast. I don't know RG3's podcast name, but I know he does it like with his wife or whatever. And talk it out. Because let's go back to perception for a second. Ryan Clark brought up RG3's wife. But when I watched it, I didn't think he was talking about her in a negative way. But here we go. We talk about perception. RG3 took it that way. He told me, you crossed the line. You talk about my wife. I didn't see him talk. I didn't think he talked about your wife. He said you had your wife back there as a prop. That's not talking about your wife. That's saying that what you did with her. That's not talking about her. But again, that's perception. That's why people need to talk it out and understand other people's point of view. Then Ryan Clark comes out with an apology. Now here's my problem. I don't think you should apologize on a video. Y'all should, when I say that, meaning like just making a video apologizing. Get on there together and apologize to the man to his face. Hey, RG3, man, you know, I said some things. You may have taken it a certain way. I apologize for that, blah, blah, blah. But now let's be honest. In that conversation, now RG3 planted a seed talking about ESPN, you got better. You got to do better. But to me, I thought that was a kind of sucker move on RG3 part because he wasn't even on ESPN. He was on the Pivot podcast when he said this. So, but again, see, when you're playing these games, you start playing dirty games. And I just personally believe ESPN came to Ryan Clark and said, hey, you need to apologize, bro. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the people at hand. I thought they brought up, when I'm talking about I'm talking about Coach Prime and Asante Samuels. I'm going to go ahead and drop the phone number as well. Y'all go ahead and call in if you like, 862-799-9956. Go ahead and get this thing chopping. We're going to do about an hour and a half, hopefully. You know, this thing get rocking, it'd be 3 hours, but hour and a half is my goal. They also talked about styles of play, right? And I thought they brought up something very big, and I said this a while ago. The reason Asante Samuels, in my opinion, and I think he kind of validated my point, was he said he wasn't vocal, wasn't the Patriot way. See, guys like Richard Sherman, you mad, bro? Talking all that, the Legion of Boom, they had all that going on around them. So they become bigger than life. Coach Prime, of course, we already know what he does. Asante Samuels was a quiet assassin, in my opinion. Right? The most you was going to get out of him after the interception was the pose. That's it. Because Bill Belichick ain't having it. He ain't having it. It ain't shaking in New England. You might get a fist pump. You might be able to celebrate with your team, but that's about it. It ain't going to be none of that. Nobody's bigger than the team. And I think when it comes to the fan, because nobody can watch all 32 teams. I mean, unless that's just really your business. But those people are not fans. That's their job. But for most fans, if you ain't loud and boisterous, they don't remember you. Right? If you're not a guy who is, off the charts and this, that, and the other, and controversy surrounds you, most fans not going to remember you. Just what it is. But the thing is, like I say, people don't remember that. People remember stuff. So that's why I feel that Asante doesn't get the credit that he deserves. The credit that he deserves. Because he wasn't loud and boisterous and speaking on top of each other. Bishop, what's up, baby? How you doing? I've been checking your stuff out, man. Appreciate you. But when you listen to Asante talk, you can't tell him he ain't the best corner out there. Even when he was talking to Prime, he was like, nah, Prime, I ain't gonna let you slide with that. Look, I picked that thing off. It was interesting to watch that whole dynamic, but I was glad they had a conversation with one another coming on the shows. And I implore anybody, whether it's, in your personal life, at work, especially at work, we assume that this person don't like you because Sally said at the copy machine, did you hear that Johnny don't like you? And guess what? All she heard was Johnny said, man, you know what? I don't like Coach Hayes because he like Miami, blah, 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 playing around. And she heard a snippet and then she go run and tell that. And now you sitting up here looking Johnny sideways. And all she heard was a clip. Go confront Johnny. Hey, Johnny, can I holler at you for a second, bro? Hey, man, Sally told me that, man, you ain't like me, man. What's up? I thought we were straight. No. Now, that don't mean some people ain't gonna backpedal, but at least you confronted it and it's out in the open. That's just me taking. I thought it was a great conversation. I thought it was a good hour. I think it was an hour long. And they had a good talk about it and so forth and so on, man. Shout out to Daryl E. Williams in the building. He said, haters hate. Coach Prime, Mr. Samuel, a.k.a. Mr. Lauderdale Lakes. Yeah, man, they do. Coach T, all Asante's did was make plays. A lot of them, especially in the playoff. Yeah. Like, think about this. And to your point, Coach T, most people didn't know what he did in the playoffs until this happened. Most people didn't know the amount of interceptions he had until this happened. Because if you think top corners in the NFL, you don't think Asante Samuels. Unfortunately. I had to be honest, including myself. I did not realize how productive he was. I knew he was a good corner. I remember when he was at UCF, right? You didn't see they was at a whole different level then, but all that kind of stuff. But I didn't follow Asante Samuel's career, being honest. When I looked up his stat, I'm like, God dang, this dude balling. There go LMV. Don't get caught listening to Slick Tongue Sally. I'm telling you, Slick Tongue Sally at the coffee machine or at the copy machine, she'll get you caught up, boy. She'll get you caught up. Shout out to Nope. Robert took it that way because he isn't ready to face the truth in Ryan's statement. I don't think he wants that conversation. But see, that's the problem. Everybody talk about how we grown men and we this, that, and other. That's why I put on my thumbnail. Prime and Asante handle it like grown men. Talk it out like grown men. Come on, bro. If you can't have a conversation then, what you doing? Big bucket in the building. Everything Coach Prime touches turning to gold. Big Bucket, call in. Let's talk about that one. Let's talk about that one, Big Bucket. Let's talk about that one, Big Bucket. Call in. It'd be great. Lavelle Kinchin in the building. What are coach? I don't know what that means, bro. Oh, what up, coach? My bad. See? Oh, Daniel Berry in the building, man. Happy Tuesday. Hey, everyone. What's going on, man? Like I said, you're more than welcome to call in 862-799-9956. Let's chop it up just for a little bit. Like I said, we'll do probably about an hour. I've been flapping my gums for 20 minutes. So we good to go. Like I said, I don't have any Shador news. I haven't kept up with that yet. I've been doing some other things, trying to take care of some other stuff here since the summer started. Like I said, everybody else, I guess he threw some more passes today, and so it works. Let's see here. Shout out to Edward Goodwin in the building. Or Godwin, excuse me. Prime did help all his NFL networkers get a job. Okay, NFL network workers get a job. All right, cool. About an hour, huh? I'm telling you, unless the phone line start rolling and ain't nobody calling in, LMV, that's what we're going to do. Panama Jr., as a Patriots fan, I'm still pissed with Asante for dropping that easy interception, not covering Plaxico in the Super Bowl on the game-winning touchdown pass. I know, man, that was tough. Because what he dropped the interception, and then they scored the next play, right? I think that's how it played out. What is there to talk about? It's true. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know. LP, I know it's See You Tuesday and you're in Florida. Travis is killing OTAs, huh? What's up with that? Listen, I've heard a lot about Travis, man. And, shout out to him being married. We did that show, I think, last week. But I know he's getting a lot of receiver reps. And I remember Coach was telling y'all, I think I saw something where the head coach they asked him if he has advertised. And he's kind of like, we'll wait to see. Kind of downplayed it a little bit. But, hey, man. I wish him nothing but the best. It'll be interesting to find out how they actually use the two-way playerness in him. It'll be just interesting to see, when you start doing the pitch count, how many downs does he do that? How many downs does he play, say, offense versus defense or defense versus offense? Will he start out as a corner? Will he start out as a wide receiver? I have only seen, and y'all can put the clips in the chat if you like or whatever. And again, I'm not following it day in and day out, but I've only seen him with wide receiver clips. I haven't seen him at DB yet. So maybe that's telling something. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I heard his shoe came off and he kept running the route. Oh, no. I guess you didn't see that DB highlight today. Crazy. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it today. I didn't see it. So, but I know. But tell me this, though, FP. There have been a ton of wide receiver clips versus DB clips. Am I correct in saying that? They showed one clip at DB in shorts. Nice play today. And the Colt is going crazy. Cool. He was at DB all today. Check it out. All right. I'll check. I missed today. Coach been busy. Oh, no. Yeah. I don't know. Daryl. Coach Prime turns turns shite to sugar. Let's talk about it, Daryl Williams. Call in. You a member too, man. Call in, man. Chop it up with Coach. I don't think I've ever spoken to you on the line. 862-799-9956, man. Phone number's right here. Chop it up. I'd be glad to hear from somebody. I want to have these conversations. I just want to ask questions. Every day another cult member comes out of the walls. Y'all crazy. Beloved, hold up, beloved Sandworm. You the biggest troll. You might be my biggest troll on here. What you over here trolling people for, man? Well, you crazy, man. You crazy, man. But anyway, like I said, I thought the conversation was great. I wish more people would do it. Because if that's the case, you get more views. If that's what they want, if they want clicks and views, imagine RG3 and Ryan Clark on the Pivot podcast or even on RG3's podcast. I don't know if Fred Taylor and Shannon Crowder want to get into that. Like, they don't want to have to sit there and listen to them too. So maybe they need to go on their own podcast and do something. Who knows? But I don't think they like each other personally, right? So because they don't like each other personally, it might cause a little couple
Travis
other
can
things.
roll out of bed and play CB. WR takes more attending to the plays. I am thinking.
Bro, how is this? Listen, how do you turn that off? It just started talking. Travis can, it don't even give me like a warning. It just start talking. It actually started talking before it showed on the screen. All right, for the $5, I'll read it again because that's just what I'm used to doing. Travis can roll out of bed and play cornerback. Wide receiver takes more attention to the plays. I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know, man. Now, you know what? I'm going to say this to you. I think it seems that way. It appears to be that way. But FP, I'm telling you it's not, bro. I'm telling you it's not. It's not what, like when people think cornerback, they're like, oh, you just cover that guy. I think it's just as difficult as playing wide receiver, if not harder. I think it's actually harder to play cornerback. Now, I'm not saying you say he can wake up out of bed and play cornerback. Yes. But when you start getting to that NFL level, man, when I tell you the amount of checks and the stuff they do, college football is like preschool, man. If you get 3 wide receivers, we're going to check this. If the slot wide receiver is 2 yards outside the hash, check that. If he's 2 yards inside the hash, check this. If the number 3 receiver is on the ball, we're going to check that. If he's off the ball, check that. But if number 1 is off the ball, the number 2 is on the ball, but the 3 is outside the hash, that's the kind of stuff you get, man. I'm telling you, that cornerback stuff, just defense I'm saying on the back end is crazy. It's crazy. So shout out to Amanda in the building. She says fake and phony. That sounds like bad and bougie. Huh? Fake and phony. Whipping her on up. My bad. I'm tripping. Try Control Alt Z. That's how I turn off my voice thing. I don't think it's a computer thing. It's the StreamYard program though. But I appreciate that. Nope. All right, FP. Can't wait for your reaction to the video today. Thumbnail, you face reaction. What video today? You tell. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll play it right now. Travis Hunter at DB. Man, I hope they don't. Travis Hunter making crazy play at DB. All right, here we go. This on Twitter. Hopefully they don't get me. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm telling you, this dude got the best hands ever, bro. You can't deny the dude with hands. Yeah. You got me on that, FP. Ooh. The tap cat. Ooh. You got me, dog. I'm gonna play it for people that missed it. Hopefully they don't get me. This is on the Bleacher Report. Hopefully they don't bang my head. All right, here we go. Travis Hunter with the sticky coverage. Bro, look at this. With the offhand, got enough concentration. Now they wouldn't consider the catch. I'm not hating. It's not a catch, but damn it, that's awesome right there now. I mean, just the fact that you could still track that ball right there. I mean, I know the Colt members will be like, it was a catch. It was a catch. But God dang, dog. That was a great play, dog. Holy smoke. I mean, just to have, the tip great. But to track that thing and still try to just, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough work right there. Hey, Dave, I'm live. I'm going to meet you right back.
Your reaction was epic. Rewind. DAAAAMN.
Damn. Listen, let me go back to my face. I hate the fact that I hit the play button. Like, it's Twitter, so when you open it up large, it play automatically. I should have because I thought he caught, it, but I don't care if he caught it or not, but God dang. I say the kid got it, bro. Like, I don't think there was any denying Travis Hunter's ability and his skill. You can't deny his love for the game. Some people just got it, dog, and some got to work to get it. I used to tell my players that all the time. Some dudes just walk through the door, they 6'5", run a 4.4, strong as an ox. And then you got some dudes that's, 5'11", not as fast, but they ball players. And the dude that's 6'5", running 4.4, he ain't in love with the game. But he just got it. He going to get the scholarship because when he walked through the door, he block out the sun. And the dude that's 5'11", 6 foot, he got to work 3, 4, 5 times as hard just to be seen. And he the lead in everything in your county, state, district, whatever. But this is a guy that got it, boy. Yeah, that's tough work right there. That's tough work. FP, I appreciate you, man. That's all right. Ain't nobody gonna call in tonight, 862-799-9956. But y'all be Shaylo say Trav gonna make it do. Yeah. Coach, are you tired of Shedeur news? Your tone seemed to change when Trav's name brought up. No, I mean, I don't know if that I'm tired of Shedeur news. It's just redundant. It's like, for example, this is something new that Travis has done. So I was excited to see it because I had just really put my foot in my mouth and said, I haven't seen any clips of Travis playing DB, playing a lot of wide receiver. And they said, today he played DB. So I looked at it. For Shedeur, I hate to say this, but no, like Shedeur is catching strays. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't ask for all this stuff. It's just coming, and I think he's handled it extremely well. But I guess it's getting redundant, Shaylo. I guess it's the right way to say it. I guess it's like because it's the same thing, and that's why I don't do this. I can't talk about Miami every day. I can't talk about Colorado every day. I can't talk about the same like teams every day. To me, it just gets redundant. I'm gonna bring some more stuff out here. We talk about other stuff, but I just can't do the same thing like 5 days because it's not that much news has changed. I mean, if San Diego State came up and did something big, I'd rather talk about that. That's why I do 1 day a week, and I try to take all 6 of those days from week to week and put them into one show because I can't. That's just me, But I appreciate it. I appreciate the observation, though. DP, what's up? What up, Coach? Hot take: Champ Bailey is better than Tim. Man, don't be starting this stuff over here, man. Don't be starting this stuff over here. Extreme Sports 247, 100% agree, bro. The podcast repeat the same ish on Sanders. What does he have to prove? BS. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I ain't, Restrepo and Kobe Young, one has the size, speed, and the other has. There you go. Panama Jr. There's a perfect example, right? Perfect example. Kobe Young, 6'3", 6'4", something like that. Run like a deer, and then Xavier Restrepo don't even get a chance. Well, he got an undrafted free agent. They don't have any other news. All right. I mean, but when you cover, I just feel like that's why I never wanted to do. That's why it's Coach Hayes football. to your point. I never wanted to talk about one team the whole time, because if you want to talk about something else, people want to come to your channel for just hurricane news or just this news or just that news. But I just like talking football. Like I'll go on YouTube and put an old game of such and such on and have a good time with it. All right, FP coach, can you play that video again and break down his technique or try to? All right, I'll do that for you. I'm gonna do that for you. Give me a second. This show is rigged like the president. See, I try. I've been trying to take up. I'm tired of this. E. Brown, where you been, man? It's delirium night. You should get a lot of calls. E. Brown, ain't nobody calling in. You call in. 862-799-9956. Ain't nobody calling. I've been trying to get somebody to call in now 20 minutes. Ain't nobody called in yet, man. Cool. What about Horn and Wester? I don't know. Nobody talk about them anymore. They're not big news. I don't know. It would be great. I mean, I don't know about Horn and Wester. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I hope they do well. Like I say, hell, I don't know what Restrepo doing. Hell, hope he make a team. I mean, I don't put a lot into OTAs. You know what I'm saying? I just don't put a lot into the OTAs. I mean, guys are learning systems. Guys are walking through things. Guys are being introduced. They're doing some install. So that's what it is. No, I said that ain't true, dog. Horn is hurt. Please tell me he's not hurt. I'm not going to believe that FP. I'm not taking that FP. Nope. Can't be hurt in OTAs, dog. Especially when that was, one of the dings on you. Not especially if that was one of the dings on you. No. Coach, is the entire NFL lying on Shedeur? In what regard, Amanda? I don't know what you mean. In what regard? Let me know what do you mean? Lying on what? It's all about the number one. What about the? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Shout out to Tristan Keys, man. Hopefully we can pull him, man. Fact check me. It's true. No, come on. What did he hurt? What did Jimmy Horn hurt? Oh, somebody said hamstring. Damn, I'm about to be petty. And I can't help myself. I'm about to be petty and I can't help myself. You know what a cult member would do in this situation right now? They would be like, see? I don't know why you picked him when Restrepo could have took his spot. See, like if you reverse the roles, right? If Restrepo had injury problems like that and Horn didn't get drafted, they would be like, see? I don't know why they took Restrepo when Jimmy Horn could have had his spot. He hurt. I'm just showing you like the kind of stuff cult members do. I know I'm petty. All right, I'm sorry. Somebody gonna take that and be like, see, he was with Coach Hayward wishing Jimmy Horn got hurt. No, stop it. Rand, what's up? Would you say stop, Hayes? No, I'm just saying. You can't tell me I'm lying. They already trashed Mason Graham. Daryl E say, don't do it, Coach, please. All right. Okay, we got Rico on the line. Rico, give me 1 second. Shaylo, so you think Beck is a great quarterback? No, I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. He could be a very good quarterback, but I don't think he's a great quarterback, to your point. And does he have to be great? No, he doesn't have to be great. See, here's another thing a lot of people understand. He just has to be great at protecting the ball, right? Here's what I say before I get to Rico. If you are not a great quarterback, if you are not dynamic, you have to be great at protecting the ball. What do I mean? Not giving up interceptions, being lazy with the football. That's what I mean by protecting the ball. Let your team around you be your X-Men. You could be Professor Xavier. Woo! You see what Coach did right there? You see what Coach did right there? You could be the brain of the operation, but let all the other ones go out there and fight your fight for you. Now, if you want to be a great quarterback, you may throw some bad picks. But because your arm is great and because you're so dynamic, you'll probably make up for that in a couple of throws. But y'all flooding the phone line like yesterday. Now all of a sudden, everybody calling in. Yeah, I know the phone bill paid, but let me get to the Coach. What's up, man? Hit me up. You got to call me on the phone. My number's still the same, Coach. Hit me up, man. I just saw your Facebook page the other day. I got a question for you, man. Threw me off a little bit. Huh? You ain't with the enemy, are you? I'm just messing with you, though. I'm just messing with you, Coach. All right, here we go real quick. Brother Jay Blaze, what's up, baby? How you doing? It's CU night, damn it. Coach, you should do a WRE on Jeray Edwards, safety. You're going to love his take. Man, I got a lot of them to catch up to do. I'm finna get in the thing and make it shake. All right, let's get a Rico in the building. Rico, talk to us. What's up, baby?
What's happening, Coach Hayes? Long time no hear from.
Man, what's up, brother? How you been? Brother Rico?
Man, living life to the fullest. And yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
You had a great long vacation, huh?
I ain't been on vacation. What you mean?
I ain't seen you online. I guess I ain't been on myself.
Oh, okay. There you go. See? Context matters. You ain't seen me online. What you? He said, well, I ain't been on myself.
Yeah. I've been stuck on Colorado. I've been stuck on Cleveland, man. How they doing, my boy, man? But my boy is the baddest thing in the land, man. And you already know, man, how they did him. They didn't want to pay him because they couldn't afford to pay him that $50 million. You know what I'm saying? So they blackballed him.
Okay, can I ask a quick question? I'm sorry for doing this, but I just got to ask.
Hey, Travis Hunter, yeah, that's my guy.
No, I'm not talking about Travis Hunter.
Man, he gonna show out. Look at him.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Travis Hunter. I'm talking
Man, he's nasty.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Travis Hunter for the third time. I'm talking about. So why do you say they didn't want to pay him?
Well, here's the thing. They got, what's that boy, what's his name? Watson. Man, that's always hurt. They still owe him guaranteed money.
They paid the other They paid the other first rounder.
Who?
Oh, so
because he was a different type of. It was between it was just a different. It was different. To me, it is what it is in this industry, man. It's black and white.
But he got the rookie. I mean? But that's my whole point, though. It doesn't matter about the money. They all got the rookie contract, the guaranteed rookie contract. That's the thing that, like, these are the narratives that I'm saying. Mason Graham got 40. Listen, Mason Graham signed a 4-year, fully guaranteed $40.8 million rookie contract with the Cleveland Browns. Then you think
he looks soft as cotton.
That's fine. But don't you think Shedeur would have got that same deal?
Well, here's why Shedeur didn't get it. No.
Here's my question, Rico. But if Shedeur would have went first round, he would have been paid 40.8. Am I right?
No, he would have got close to 50.
Okay. All right. Anyway, go ahead. Okay.
They were saying, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but that's he didn't get it. But here's the thing: they laugh and you see how when they got him for that low, they laugh inside. The coach and the general manager, we stoned him. We got the best quarterback in the draft, and he's better than Ward, and he's going to show that.
Good.
But he's such a humble type of brother. They gave him they blackballed him up there. Whoever did it, man, they're gonna pay for it. And because they could have drafted him. And the reason why I say I've been on that. I've been stuck on Cleveland, man. They Dylan Gabriel is 5'7", 5'8". He ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
But here's the thing. here's the thing. Do you think Shador is right where he need to be?
No, I hate
at the draft day?
No, I hate the Cleveland Browns for a quarterback.
Man, exactly. But he's gonna make them better.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He's gonna make them better because Shador is really an awesome quarterback. They downgraded him with that Pat. But some of the best quarterbacks in the league have won Super Bowls, man, with that Pat. That Pat don't mean nothing. It's the precise, man. It's about building a team around a great quarterback. If you don't build the offense, you know what I mean, and wide receivers, then they're not going to be great. But they got opportunity. Because right now they laughing inside. Right now we stole him. We got him for little or nothing. And then they trying to act like, he's really fighting, trying to chance with Dylan Gabriel. They already see what they got, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the thing I hate about that, man. Travis got his bag. Shador didn't get his bag, man, because the thing about it, what really happened is when you remember when his daddy said, "Oh, if he's just going to any type of teams," you know what I mean? He was trying to take a page out of Peyton them, but you not Peyton them. You know what I mean?
Say it one more time.
And they don't like, you're not Peyton them.
There you go.
So they put you back in your place. Shut your mouth, nigga. Roll. We run this show.
It's their show, and it's their show.
And they showed it.
It's their teams.
And it's right. But see, he gonna get his money in the long run. He's already getting endorsements already, man. The man is going crazy right now.
Good. I'm happy.
You know what I mean? They try to what they call it, brother? What they call it? Where they give him number 12 and they know he's number 2 all his life. They're trying to pluck him. They're trying to pluck the see where they can get out of him, the honoriness, and there's nothing there.
Gotcha. I'll just say this. I'll say this before I run because I got quite a few callers now. Ain't nobody called in. But here's what I'll say to you. You know, shout out to Big Tiger in the building. Big Tiger was saying that he should have left and went to the UFL. I think that's foolishness. But I want to give Tiger but I want to give Tiger some love. I think Shador should not play in the NFL. I think Shador should go to this league. He could be the highest paid.
In Canada.
No, not Canada. Listen to me. Not Canada. Listen closely. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but I'm going to put this on the screen. Right? I think that he should go to this league. He could be an owner and be the highest paid player in the league, according to Tiger. Right here. The Ice League, baby. American ice football is absolutely incredible. That's what I'm saying. This right here is the league we're talking about. Shout out to Big Tiger in the building. This is the league that he should play in. He would be the number 1 player of all time, the highest paid. All the CU aunties will come out and support. Look at this. You don't have to worry about getting sacked. He good.
But you also right about that. Here's the thing, though, Coach Hayes.
Talk to me.
He already, when he got to Cleveland, he didn't even have a number. His name sold millions of dollars worth of jerseys. He didn't even have a number.
This league right here.
All that money. All that money.
But listen, this league right here, he could create his own number.
I want him to play in the league, bro. I want him to see.
I said the same thing, but I was trying to talk about. I was giving Tiger some love, saying, you know what? Forget the Canadian League. He should go to that league. You know what I'm saying? Because that's even better than the Canadian League. But anyway, man, let me get out of here, man.
Hey, I'm with you, Coach. When you gonna be back home?
Mañana.
We got to talk about this, man. We can't just leave it right there on the table, man. I got issues.
Well, you can call back in. Well, okay, let me get through some of the players. You call back in.
I'll call you in about an hour.
In about an hour. Okay.
I got to get some more.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. All right, brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Be
Hey,
blessed, man.
much love, Rico. Hey, am I lying here? Wasn't that a great league? Wasn't that great? That's the league that he should play. See, like those narratives about they didn't want to pay him. They had to pay somebody. Anyway, Brother Jay Blaze on the line. Talk to us, baby.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Hey, in that league, that ice league, you can slide this way to victory.
Come on. Hey, that boy cooler than a bowl of polar bear's toenails. Oh, well, there you go again. Talking that. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you. Hey, I think Shador should have went to Pittsburgh, though. Why Pittsburgh ain't pick him up, though? That's what I don't understand. They needed a quarterback. Pittsburgh Steelers. He should have went to Pittsburgh. But I don't got him staying in Cleveland long. I got him as soon as his rookie contract up. I think he's gone.
I wouldn't doubt it, dog. I mean, what's going to change? What's going to change from the past 35 quarterbacks that they had in the past 20 years, dog? Nothing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's something.
I just think the organization is bad.
That whole organization down.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, organization is just bad.
Hey, Coach, hey, listen, I called them, man. Look, you know, last year your man won the champ. Reggie, he the champ. So when we get this NFL draft thing, this NCAA
the college
draft thing.
We're gonna do it in July. We'll do it in July. Because right now,
in July,
you got a chance.
That's coming up.
Yeah. We'll do it in July because you start in August. So we'll do it probably about the third week in July, somewhere in there, the fourth week of July. Remember, the first game is not till August 31st. So
you got to put the commercials out now. So
the only reason I didn't want to do it too early, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like to do it too early, because you may go get a player and he get hurt in camp and he out for the season. Then you stuck with him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking
about it.
No, of course.
About your draft.
Yes.
Get people to
100%.
I know you got the same the team gonna be in it.
For sure. Well, matter of fact, to your point, for anybody that want to know, right here on Coach Hayes Football, we do a college fantasy football league. It's all computerized. Everything's there. It's an app and everything. It's all good. We got certain buy-ins. You get 8 times the money, whatever it is. It's a lot of fun. I think we got a $25 league, a $50 league. I think we had a $100 league. We had a $100 league too.
$100 league, yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna get a $100 league. No.
Hey, you might want to do what if we did a $1,000 league? Yo,
way.
Think about it.
Gotta get members to they gotta donate, man. They got put in the pot for that to happen.
Well, let me see. If you get 12, we do 12 teams.
Building up, so you went too far. You should have said 500, then to the 1,000.
Hold up. If you do 12 teams,
all the way to the 1,000.
Yeah.
You skip a rung on the ladder.
Bro. And we don't do no runner-up, right? Ain't gonna be no second best. Now, for a $1,000 league, I might do the first place and then the second place get a little money. But for the $25 league, man, it's winner take all. It ain't gonna be we ain't splitting $25. You know what I'm saying? We ain't splitting $250.
We definitely gonna hook up with you, Coach Hayes. At least one of the games. I'm definitely coming down. We definitely gonna do it.
Well, I'm gonna be right here.
Call V12 and see what hook up.
See this game right here?
Is gonna be on. This gonna be it.
See this game right here? The University of Miami versus Notre Dame. I'll be at the crib August 31st. It's a Sunday. Hey, listen, Labor Day is Monday, so we off. I'm gonna be there in 88 days. You'll see Coach over there.
The first game, huh?
Man, look at dog. Hey, them Lucky Charms, magically delicious. Boy, we finna put them leprechauns in a box and send them right back to South Bend, Indiana.
That's right. Yeah, no question. No question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Much love, dog.
Yeah.
You good though, baby?
Hey, don't forget that Discord. Everybody to Discord, man, and during the games too. Discord. We're gonna have Discord.
We're gonna be in that thing rocking. Listen, Coach got a TV right here now. So look, I got a TV over my head, so I can watch the game on the big screen right here over my head versus having to look at a little monitor. We're gonna have a good time. I got my seat back here. Look, I got my little recliner. Yeah, we chilling, but we gonna have a good time this year. Yes, sir. We got 8 home games too, baby. 8 home games. Oh, hold on. TV talking.
Yes, sir.
Cut the TV down. See? God dang. TV down. Hey. We're not doing too much. Trying to show out. All right, man. Let me get through this thing, Blaze.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, Coach A.
Much love, man. Yes, sir. Brother Jay Blaze, the glue to the U in the building, man. All right, let me see what else we got on this thing here. All right. 0861 on the line. 0861. Call or talk to us. Give us your name.
Yeah, Daryl E. Williams, Coach. It's time for you to get back in the lab and let's get it down.
Hold up, Daryl. Now you a member. Now I gotta type your name in here so you can skip the line. Yeah, I mean, if you're a member, you get to skip the line. That's part of the deal. But if I don't know until y'all call in. All right, so Daryl, talk to me, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Look here, man. We got to do something. You got the Hurricane down here. You know they playing Notre Dame, so you say you're going to be at the crib. So I want to be festive, sir.
Let's do it. Okay. Listen, we're going to be on the west side of the parking lot. We're going to be on I don't know if it's orange now, maroon. They change the color. But we're going to be on the west side.
They change it up every year. But I don't know. But wherever you're going to be at, I'm coming.
We'll be by 27th Avenue. That's where we're going to be at. Right by 27th Avenue side.
Okay, you'll be right by the gas station then.
Come on, talk to your boy.
On that side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know where you're at.
Yeah,
I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
Let's get it. So what's up with you, man?
Okay. But just make sure you keep those buffs in your prayers so Coach Prime can go ahead and do his thing because we're looking to take the conference this year.
Okay. All right.
Looking to take the conference this year.
So let me ask you a question. What's the record? What's the record? Your record prediction right now?
They'll be better than they were last year. I'll say by 2 games.
So you saying 11? You saying 11-1?
Yeah. I say 10-2, but they'll win the conference.
Okay, 10-2. I'm liking it. I think you're a hater because I'm saying 12-0. I'm just saying that's just me.
Okay. Well, I right now I gotta see what's going on right now. I gotta see who they done picked up and who done left, and you know how it's gonna be over the summer. Somebody gonna get mad, and then they'll go in the portal or whatever. They're gonna leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Coach, I see your facial. I see your facial expressions.
You ain't supposed to.
I gotta go.
You ain't supposed to be watching the TV while you're on the phone with me, man. You ain't supposed to do that, man. You done bust me, man.
No, I'm cheating. I'm cheating.
Oh Lord, man. Oh Lord. No, I mean, listen. I wish them well over there, but it is so funny that I'm gonna just tell you what's amazing about this, and I understand. The Shador phenomenon. I get it. I totally understand it. But it's so funny that all of the Colorado channels don't talk about Colorado no more. They only talk about Shador every day. Like they done left Coach Prime in the dust, dog. Like think about last year. Oh, it's the first day of practice. We got these dudes ain't talking about nobody, man. So I figured let me go against the grain and talk some Colorado football, bro. They done changed their colors to brown and orange on the shirt.
But you know that they didn't sell out like they normally do.
What you mean?
They didn't sell out the spring game like they normally do the last 2-3 years. The 2 years that he was there.
Oh no. 2. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. Out. Well, they said they sold out the home games.
Yeah, they're gonna sell those out. Yeah. Everybody gonna come back. But the thing about it with Shador and Travis. I think that New Orleans should have took Shador. I would love him to be in New Orleans.
All right,
and they got a quarterback that's hurt now. He gone.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with what you just said. But here's my question: why did they not take Shador? In your opinion?
A bunch of backlash, a bunch of people that wanted to just, hey man, look, you coming in, you not like the past. We're not going to the past, we moving to the future. And they just didn't like the way he came in. He got money. You don't need your money. He got money. The cat riding around in Rolls Royces.
Okay, but is that why you think they didn't draft him? Because he got money?
No, they didn't draft him because of what was said. What was said? Come on, coach. We all know.
Okay. I'm just
the haters gonna hate.
Okay.
The haters gonna hate, and they hated on him. So, hey, what now? Watch my word now. He's just gonna go and prove everybody wrong.
So what was said? You said because what was said? What was said?
Some of the things that Deion said, but he gonna have some input on where he go. And people don't like that.
You think Prime knew that before he said it?
No, because Prime called coaches out. Prime gonna be Prime. He called coaches out. He gonna do what he do.
So when he gets the residual effects of what he does, whose fault is it?
I gotta eat it. I'm the daddy. I gotta eat it. Just like he said, don't take it out. If you looked at the little draft party, he said, "Please, Lord, don't take it out on my kids. Take it out on me. Y'all take it out on me."
So you're paying for the sins of your
Y'all
father.
take it out on me.
You're paying for the sins of your father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I get you. All right, well, there, man.
Go
ahead. Say your last piece. I'll get these other callers.
It's something that you can't get with. But go ahead on and get with your callers. I ain't gonna hold you up like the first dude did.
Oh, man, Rico be on that Boone. What the people talking about? He on that Boone's farm and everything else.
That boy Rico.
That boy on that Schlitz malt liquor, Colt 45. Anyway, Rico, my man. All right, man. Let me keep rocking.
Go ahead, coach.
Much love, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man. We're gonna make up for that game too now. Ohio player on the line. Ohio player. He plays so smooth. Don't you agree? Play on, player.
What's up, Coach?
Talk to me.
What's up, Coach A?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? How you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm going out. Hey, Woody.
I'm sorry, your phone going in and out. Hello?
I'm back.
All right, talk to you. Talk to us.
Can you hear me now?
I got you loud and clear.
What's up, Coach Hayes? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of impressed. Like I said, Shador. I'm up here in Ohio. I'm rooting for him. I really, people got to understand about that older. Or governor, what they call themselves. Haslam. Haslam likes the fame too. You know what I'm saying? He the type of guy. I call him a Jerry Jones like. He likes to, still be in the spotlight, and he likes the fame, and the prestige. So, he knows Shador is gonna bring that, and he pushed for him, pretty much that he pushed for them to draft him. So, because he knows he will put them fannies in the seats. He brings excitement, and he got talent. So,
True.
And and I like to say like this here. I think once Shador, if he proves himself, to be number one, he ain't got no problem paying him. Look how much he paid Watson. This Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? So, I think if Shador, before it was like everybody think he's going to, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he's gonna be the starter very, pretty soon, very soon, because. And once he does that, and he gets the fans in the seat, and he brings excitement because Cleveland trying to build them a new dome stadium, about a few minutes away from there. I wish they would stay downtown, but they're gonna try to build that big stadium, big dome stadium, so they can get Super Bowls and other events in there too, so it won't be weather restricted. And and he wants fans in the seat. Shador is prime time. He's a big fan, of his dad. And, he likes Shador to us. So if Haslam wants a Shador and wants him to start, trust me, that's what it's going to be. So and my man Hunter, congratulations to all his endeavors, and he's gonna continue to perform. I think, he rushed into marriage a little too quickly. That's my opinion, and because, his wife, shows some signs, hopefully they ain't as true as some people think they are. So, she likes money and everything and this, that, and the other. So, I'm gonna leave that alone. That's his wife now. So I'll leave that alone because, I'm a huge Travis Hunter fan. So,
Yeah.
and I think Colorado, they got Case Salt, as the quarterback. They got a good running game. They got Marshall Faulk, coaching the running backs.
Mhm.
They got Terrell Owens, advising the wide receivers as well as their own receivers. So I think they're gonna be all right. They're getting them big bodies up front, huge bodies up front, and they need to get them huge bodies on the defensive line. I think they got the wide receivers they set at, and they got a lot of good cornerbacks and safeties, so and linebackers. So I think they're gonna be all right because I think they're number one in the portal again. And again, Colorado has sold out season tickets, as we speak. He did it weeks ago. So, they still the cream of the crop of college football as far as popularity is concerned. And I think they're gonna do pretty good this year. Last year they was tied for out of 16 teams in the conference. They were tied for first place, 4 teams that had the same record. They lost out on percentage points when BYU beat Houston. If Houston had beat BYU, they would have been in a Big 12 championship game. But that's neither here nor there. They got into a good bowl game, first time in years. And like I said, hey, Coach Prime is prime time, and I think they're gonna do pretty good. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I mean, I get it. And at the end of the day, I hear you. I just it's funny you say that because I talk to people, and I don't think people truly understand how much money the NFL makes. Right?
Oh
You,
yeah.
and you just said something which I did not know. You
Mhm.
just said the Cleveland Browns about to build a new dome stadium.
Yes.
They've been trashed for so long. They got enough money to build a new stadium. You ain't buying that stadium at Home Depot, bro. Like, you got to build a stadium.
No.
These are the things I'm
Over
saying.
$1 billion.
So
Yeah.
come on. So when they making this kind of
Please look
money,
that up. Yeah.
$690
Yep.
million Cleveland made last year. Right? That's what they
Exactly.
make. Bro, when people think that, oh my God, because he sells jerseys, and I'm not trying to knock the kid. What I'm trying to get people to
Right.
understand is they're not picking Shador because he sells jerseys.
Right.
They don't care about jersey sales in that essence, right? Like, compared on the
Right.
bigger scheme of things. Oh God, he gonna sell hot dogs. Bro, the Cleveland Browns
Yep.
sell out. Dog, the people go to the game with the brown bag on their head.
Right. They're dedicated fans.
They dedicated. So what I'm saying is, as bad as they've been and all of that stuff, people still gonna sell out the games. They're still gonna go. They're still gonna make money. I just want the young
Right.
man to take the opportunity and maximize
Mhm.
it. And I wish
Right.
people would just, one of them things, just close the curtain, dog, and just let him just go in there,
Mhm.
do what he got to do, and come out. And what it be, that's it. But that's neither here nor there, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm gonna say this last part because we know Shador is the most accurate quarterback in college football last year of all time. If you want, you want to go with that statistic of all time. So, he's very.
so hold on,
accurate.
hold on. Now he was the most accurate quarterback. They had the best completion percentage in NCAA
Yep.
of all time
Mhm.
in 2024.
Yes, of all time. 71%. Yeah, number one.
In
Yep,
2024.
that's true.
Hold up. The NCAA leader of all time in 2024.
Right. He broke the record. I think Coach bringing some that guy from Hawaii. He surpassed after last year with 71.8%. That he had like 70.9. So yeah, of all time, and I think it has to be a minimum of 16 games, 20 games, or something like that. And Shador broke that. And then overall, like I said, he got over a 70% completion rate. And but of all time, how they ever want to divide it, whether they want to go for his full 4 years or just his Colorado years, he still got the record. And last year he had like 74.8% or 75.8%, so he's by far, the most accurate last year. So, and in OTAs he outperforming all the quarterbacks with his percentage. So, like he's completing 80% of his passes, no interceptions, the most touchdowns in the OTAs. So, he's doing it. I mean, he got talent. You know, he be in that Brady mode. You know what I'm saying? As he's called it. You know, so hey, he's very accurate with the football. I will say that. You know, nobody can deny from that. Now, people can talk about him, flashy, this, that, and that third, and what this and what that, and he got the legs of his dad, whatever. But he is extremely accurate. I will say that. And everybody knows that that's one thing even his haters can't, or his critics can't knock him for, being accurate with the football. So the only thing about it is, you know, he just got to let that ball go. If, you know, they got a line to protect him, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be fine. You know.
Mm-hmm. I got you. All right. Well, there it is, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah. So, hey, like I said, hey, everything remains to be seen. But as far as him doing what he's supposed to do, he's outperforming all the other quarterbacks that's there. It's like the 4 quarterback race. And as far as him being accurate, and you know, and like I said, you know, and delivering the ball with good touch and the most touchdowns in the OTAs for what that's worth, he's doing it. He's leading. So,
gotcha.
You know, so I bet for what it's worth. So,
yes, sir.
Some people put a lot of stock into it. Some people put so in it. So,
yeah, we're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out. All right, Ohio player, man. Now. You played so beautifully tonight. I agree, man. Play on, man. Right. Play on.
All day, all time.
Yes, all right. Yes, sir. Why not? All right, got T from Baltimore coming up. Boy, the only VT, boy, getting spicy in the chat. He got sacked because of the O-line. It shows you didn't watch the game. I don't know who you're talking to, but I don't know, but he going hard. Let's see here. You know, Coach love a train wreck. Yeah, you never watched the game. Your comments are proof.
Next See You Tuesday should be the thumbnail of your reaction to that Travis video. Tears of joy.
Hey, FP, you might be. I gotta go back and clip it, man. You might be right, because hey, boy, it was you know, first looking at it, it was a little stank, boy. It was a little stank. It was a little stank. T from Baltimore in the building. What's up with you, baby?
What's going on, brother? How you making out?
Man, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, and all I got is a dime and a nickel.
Damn. Well, that's what they acting like what Shador getting right now, a dime and a nickel. Where everybody all mad and pissed off. They gotta calm down. But you know what? You said something slick earlier. I wanted to ask you about that. How you feel about that? Like they left Coach Prime.
What you mean?
Like they don't even talk about Coach Prime. Got to make his own news. Only time they talk about Coach Prime is when he go out there and jump out the window and say something about the draft process and how they was hating. And
hey, man.
Everybody lying and making up stuff. He got to make his own news. Ain't nobody really, you know what I mean?
Bro. Hey,
hey,
dog. Hey. Listen, bro. It is what it is. People say they was Coach Prime fan, or are they Shador fan, or are they doing it for the clicks and likes or for the money? I don't know, bro. I don't care, man. Listen, these people gonna do what they gonna do. I get it. I understand. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it, man. It all depends on what kind of game you want to play, T. And at the end of the day, you know, like I say, bro, I'm happy they got, you know, I'm happy that they have a fan base there for sure doing all of that stuff. I just think sometimes, you know, you can hinder a process. That's just me knowing how coaches think. Trust me, dog. These guys don't think like that, man. These dudes, they cut different, bro. But you know, it is what it is, man.
But you know, in some LeJohntay Weston news, Lamar hit him with a beautiful deep shot down the rail.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that boy could swing. I'm trying to tell you, hey, he might make something shake.
Mm-hmm.
You might see that field this year for sure. So LeJohntay doing his thing.
Yeah.
My sources is telling me he out there getting right.
So yep. Here's what I'm gonna say real quick. Shout out to Amanda. She says, Coach, why don't you cover your HBCU, which is Hampton University, home by the sea? Shout out to the Pirates. As an HBCU grad, I have a serious problem with that. So here's what I'm gonna tell you, Amanda. I know what I'm about to say is going to sound very hypocritical, but I've always said this. I'm not just a businessman. I'm a business man. And I'm going to talk about those different things. You could talk about Hampton. It doesn't generate enough views and all of that kind of stuff, unfortunately. right? For the amount of effort and things you have to put in. Unfortunately for me right now, it doesn't do that. I've actually had some talks with Off Script because that's what he primarily talks about is HBCU content where we would collaborate on some things. So just to give you some background, but right now, I don't think people understand there's a lot that goes into this stuff, and YouTube super stingy. I ain't say that YouTube. I ain't say that. And so you got to kind of go with what's hot, and that's why I don't blame these content creators for going to where they're going and following the Shador traffic. I think my issue is they talking out the side of their neck because they'll say, "Oh, I'm a Colorado fan." Ain't talked about Colorado in 3 months, so you're not a Colorado fan. Just be honest. Be like, "Look, bro, I'm a businessman. I'm here to talk about the latest content," and that's what it is. So that's why. Hopefully, that lets you know.
So let me ask you this on that tip: ain't Vic over at Delaware, right?
Come on, ain't nobody talking about Vic. What you mean? You got Vic at Delaware?
Hold on.
No.
If Vic over there getting busy, they're gonna be talking about him.
No, Vic is at Norfolk State, and you got Deshaun Jackson is at Delaware, and you got Eddie George is now at Bowling Green.
Okay. So because Delaware is the HBCU.
Yeah, but Norfolk State is HBCU.
Right. So they don't play Hampton?
No, they do. They do. But I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to connect some dots, Coach. I'm just trying.
Well, I'm gonna show you where the dots don't connect, unfortunately, because Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson are not, I'll say this, media savvy right now. They don't draw the attention of all the people as if Deion Sanders did. And that's why you got to praise Deion Sanders for what he has done from a media marketing standpoint, right? That's why you have to praise him. People say they follow this because they follow Deion. No, he's got out there. Like, here's a perfect example. Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders. Michael Vick would be the equivalent to an Asante Samuels in the league, right? He balling, but he quiet. So people don't really know what Michael Vick is really doing at Norfolk State. He's not loud and boisterous. He's not all over. He don't have well-off media. So Deshaun Jackson is like Asante Samuels, if y'all follow my parallel here. Because they're not all over the internet and all of this different stuff, right? All the time, they don't get the same following, unfortunately. You get where I'm going with that? So
I do.
It's just what it is. But but the same guys will be out there and talking about, you got to support these black coaches for what they did, but y'all not supporting Vic and them. I tell people I'll support them, but right now the dollar, it got to make sense. It has to, because it's a lot. People don't realize how much this is for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a hobby for me. It's a business. It's a business. Same reason why y'all don't question ESPN. Sure. They don't question ESPN, right? They don't question. Think about it.
I question ESPN all the time.
No, but get what I'm saying. What I'm saying, they'll question us, but they won't question ESPN. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because ESPN is a business. Sure. If this was a hobby and I just want to do this on Saturdays, then I'll probably do that. But I'm trying to create a business out of this, so that's where I am. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think some opportunities going to come up though. If the HBCUs continue to give prominent ex-NFL players leadership roles in their programs, whether it's coach or some type of GM role or something like that, because I think Ray Lewis was looking at doing that for HBCU or doing that with an HBCU or college. As long as they continue to do that, then at some point in time the levee's going to break, and they're going to get a little bit more coverage. But I wish they would get like a real TV network deal in the HBCU world.
They're not going to do that, bro.
And plus,
they're not going to do that.
The HBCUs and all of my guys, my friends that played for HBCU teams, what they get pissed at is that they don't show the same love to the prior players that played for the HBCUs unless they went to the league.
Agreed.
But if you're just a guy that played for 4 years or 5 years at the HBCU, graduated, you know what I mean, and with a degree and all that, they don't really have no real events for those guys, and it's messed up.
Listen, I agree.
Even if y'all want a chip or something, that's messed up.
But that's the whole point, bro, and that's my whole point about it. Unfortunately, we don't support it. If it's there, if the business model says do that, I don't have a problem supporting Hampton. I don't have a problem supporting Norfolk State, MEAC, SWAC, whatever, right? I don't have a problem doing that. But unfortunately, we won't even support ourselves. So for me, yes, I went to Hampton. That's where I show my love. I put them on the wall. I try to support that love. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Ask Shannon Sharp why he ain't talking about Savannah State like that. Because it ain't gonna generate the money. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy? Speaking of that money, and then we can move on. But when it comes to it, what's that? What is it? Oh, shoot! It's the HBCU that's getting ready to have their first night game ever.
First night
I think it's Tuskegee.
Mm.
Get ready to have their first night game because I think they get ready to move up, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
But you know why they didn't have a night game there ever?
They don't have lights.
They didn't have lights.
Yeah, they don't have lights at Tuskegee.
They didn't have lights.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's a perfect
Don't
example.
we got like people in Congress and starting Fortune 500 companies and all that? Everybody's so proud. I graduated from HBCU. Donate to them people and get some lights. And your stadium. Football is a money driver for your school.
Man,
it helps with enrollment and everything else.
I know, but
like as soon as the HBCUs get their head on their 4 points of contact
it's
and
not
understand
the people,
that,
it's the shine. Bling,
they
bling.
won't get the money rolling in.
Gotcha. Yep. All right, T. Well, let me tell you, 3949 coming to you. Give me 1 second. No, to your point, yeah, 100%, man. And it's some hurdles that need to be jumped, bro, when it comes to HBCU love. And I thought, like I said, y'all see my video, man, I did with Coach Prime and him being there and then leaving and so forth and so on. But we got a lot to work on, and we got to just make it happen, man. But let me go ahead and jump on to this next caller here, man.
All right, brother.
Much love, T. All right, that's T from BMO, baby. Huh? All right, real quick, 3949. Give me 1 second. Let me get some love to the dono. FP, nice. I used to live by Coliseum Mall. Bro, I went back. It's not there anymore. What happened to it's like an outdoor shopping center, dog. What happened to the mall, bro? Remember they used to have the thing in the water, the Coliseum. The Coliseum, they used to have the lights on it, the different color lights. FP, what happened to that, bro? Hampton don't look nothing like it did. Mercury Boulevard, Newport News, don't look nothing the same. FPSD for the $2. It's not the people, it's the shine, bling, bling. True story. True story. All right, here we go. You talking about where's Hampton on the wall? It's right here, blind man. Shout out to Juan Manuel watching the TV on the black and white 20-inch. Probably I'm gonna give him, he probably about a 28-inch floor model wood TV. You know, you had to put a pledge on the TV because it's made out of wood around it. That's what Juan Manuel watching TV on right now. He got the rabbit ears with the foil on it behind it. Shout out to Juan. All right, let me go ahead and get the next call in. He says gone. Gentrification. Listen, I went back there and was shocked, bro. I was like, where is the Coliseum, bro? It looked crazy over there. But anyway, I'm going to get back over there. All right, 3949 on the line. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's going on, Coach? Sid from LA.
Oh, Sid, what's up, man? West Side.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Hey, you know, they talk about this NIL money. All Alabama fans, they crying now. You know, it's about this big money. You know, Texas spent 42 million on their roster. It's a wrap for college. I tell people all the time, who's coming to second place now? Because Texas got the big money. They're getting everybody from each state, plus the state of Texas. So all these Miami fans down there in Miami, nah, they gonna grab them down there. We get the running backs, receivers. They all coming to Texas, Coach. I'm telling you.
So let me ask you this. You sound like you're a Texas fan. So then let me ask you this question.
Of course.
Is Texas due? Because here's the question. Let's ask you a real question. Ohio State, in my opinion, as much as I hate to say this, was due. I felt that last year, not the year just passed, but the previous year, Ohio State should have won a natty. They didn't, but they did it this year. With all of the talent that Texas is acquiring, shout out to Really Flawed in the building. She big Texas.
Oh, we're going 15-0, 16-0. It's easy. Who's coming to second place this year? That's what we asked. Who coming to second place? Who coming running up? It's no choice. Texas is gonna win the championship this year, back to back, this year and next year. It's a wrap, coach. I'm telling everybody it's a wrap. You know, even USC fans are here. Lincoln Riley doing this thing with the number one recruiting class and for 2026, but that don't matter. You know, I tell people all the time. You know, the veins through college football runs through the state of Texas. It's a wrap. We got the most money. They turn our oil fields on for everybody. You know, again, watch out for SMU in Texas too, because they got a lot of money and A&M. So college football for these outside states like Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's too much money in Texas, and they competitive.
So y'all gonna buy y'all way to a championship? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Of course. They've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for years. We talk about, coach. Man, they've been playing players for years.
No, I can appreciate your answer. I was waiting for you to come up with some bullcrap excuse.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Yeah, I had a friend that played for Oklahoma. Shit, they gave him 20 bands. That was back in 1999.
Listen, I appreciate. See, this is what I be trying to tell people. As people say, keep it real. So if you keep it real, I ain't got no beef with you. But don't sit up here and tell me, oh, no. Now, I'm just using, for example, oh, well, you know, Texas got the greatest coaches and we have the best coach. Nah, dog, we finna buy us a championship. I ain't like, yeah, it's about the talent. And that's what I be trying to say. So when people be trying to, like, dang, coach, no, just say what it is. Stop trying to act like you this ultimate fan. And no, we finna buy us a championship. You ain't wrong.
And by a decade of worth of championship, it's a wrap. Now Nick Saban want to put a cap on NIL money. Come on, bro. Really? Come on, man. He's tripping. All
right, hold on, since you're the only one on the line, let's chop it up for a second about this. I'm glad
let's
you
chop
said
it up.
First of all, in your opinion, I keep shout out to Tiger in the building. He says, I keep it real. You always beefing with me. Nah, Tiger. You just missed it. Tiger, you just missed the thing. I'm gonna play it for you again, dog. Forget the CFL or the UFL or the XFL. Don't need to go there. I got the perfect league for him, Tiger. I got the perfect league for him. I'm gonna pull it up here in a second for you. But in your opinion, is there anything wrong with the model that college football is in today?
No, why not? They deserve it.
Okay. I'm glad you said
they deserve every time they get that. This kid deserve it. You know how much money the universities make out these kids?
Okay, no, listen, no problem. Now I just want to hear what you're saying. Now here's my next question: is there anything in this process or procedure or whatever about college football that you would change, if any?
Nah, I want to change nothing. I keep it the way it is. The portal, everything. If you want to come play football anywhere, go play football anywhere. It's a free market. That's what the United States built on, capitalism, right? It's a free market, so kids can do anything they want to do, just like the coaches. All the time when the coach used to get up and quit or go to another school, the kid had to stay there. Like no, it's the game has changed. It's flipped for the players, in which I'm always for.
Okay, so to that point that you brought up, I can respect the fact you talk about the coaches and they get up and leave. However, coaches don't get up and leave in April. Coaches don't get up and leave in in June, excuse me. Right? These players.
It's just like a kid. It's like somebody who working for Coca-Cola. Well, shit. In April, I think Pepsi gonna pay me a little bit more. Let me go to Pepsi and get this money.
Yeah, but that's
I got a better career opportunity to move from a driver to a supervisor or to a manager or something.
Yeah, but that is a apples to oranges argument in my opinion. Come on, it is because you're talking about corporations versus you're talking. No.
No, coach. These universities are corporations. What are you talking about?
No, because you're talking about because the reason I say it's an apples to orange argument is because of the way in which the seasons move, right? Think about this. You name me a coach that has left his job in June. not been fired for a scandal or something, that got up and left for another job. Name me one coach in the history of college football that has got up and left in June to go take a job somewhere else.
TCU coach, what's his name? He left and went to Alabama.
When?
That was back in like early 2000s. Before Nick Saban got there.
When?
It was he left in July. I'm telling you.
He was the head coach? I'm going to look it up right now.
He was the head coach. He was the head coach. I can't remember his name. From TCU. He left TCU to go to Alabama. I can't think of his name right now. Gary Patterson took over his job.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I don't know one coach that left in June. All right, hold up. Before Nick Saban got there was it was Mike Shula.
It was Mike Shula. Before Mike Shula, it was the guy from TCU.
Dennis.
Because
Dennis Francione.
Yep. That's him from TCU.
Okay, hold up.
Yep.
Dennis, I'm gonna do it right now.
Then once he got fired, that's when they tried to hire Mike Price at Alabama. He lied on his resume.
Okay, hold on. He left. I'm trying to see when he left. It said TCU, then he came to Alabama. Became head coach of University in 2001. He left in June.
Left in June.
Why did he leave in June? Because who got fired before him? Did somebody get fired before him? Because
who was the coach before?
Did Mike DuBose? Mike DuBose?
You can say that too.
No, I'm saying Mike DuBose was the coach before Dennis. So did he get fired?
At TCU?
No, at Alabama. What caused him to leave TCU to go to Alabama in June?
Oh, it was a better opportunity. What you mean?
No.
Alabama.
No. You missing my point. No, you missing my point. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have left TCU to go. I'm saying what caused him to leave in June.
Oh, I don't know that part. I can't remember that part.
Trying to see why he got fired. Let's see.
Well, he got fired at Alabama for not producing.
He got fired in June.
Not from TCU, but
no. Hold on. I think you're missing my point. What I'm asking you is the coach before. Okay, hold on. Mike DuBose was the coach before the guy you're talking about came from TCU. I'm asking what created the trend, the change in June.
And I'm saying it was a better opportunity.
I know that, but I think you're missing my point. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have took the job. They fired him
to leave in June.
No. You're not listening. Okay, listen to me. Listen. So did Mike DuBose, who was there before, the guy from TCU, did he get fired in June?
No.
Okay, so that means they went from December, January without a head coach until June, and then they offered him the job in June.
Okay, you got a point. Yeah, you got a point. I don't see that happen. Okay, I see where you're going with.
I'm just trying to understand what creates that change in June. That's my so I'm bringing that back to the point to the players. So when people make the player example, well, coaches get to leave. You're right, they do, but they don't leave in April. They don't leave in June. They leave after the season. Like I believe players should be able to leave. When the season is over in December, January, you can jump in the transfer portal.
I disagree, Coach, because again, when kids want to go, they can be transferred to a different university because, hey, I think the major over there is 10 times better, and the alumni are going to give me a job as I finish playing football if I don't make it to the league. It's so many variables to this, Coach.
I get it. I get it. But what I'm saying is, why would you be able to? I'm not saying you shouldn't leave in December, January. I'm saying, why are you now leaving in April or June?
Because I don't like my situation. You gotta remember.
So hold on. So at what point at what point are you right? At what point do you? And I'm just asking questions here. at what point are you being held accountable because you didn't do your due diligence?
You can't hold somebody accountable, coach. Come on, man.
I'm asking you a question.
There's how can you hold a kid accountable for trying to better his situation?
I'm not holding
just like you want to better your situation.
Agree.
You know, if you worked at Florida State, or like, no, let me go to Miami to be the head coach. Let me take over.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? Now I'm gonna leave in June. Like, it's an opportunity. Hey, let me take this opportunity. Let me leave Florida State, go down to Miami.
If June, I agree with you, but my point is, I guess back to what I'm trying to understand is, football falls in seasons. Okay.
It does.
And so when in June, when you have that transition happening, when most coaches are hired and fired, June, sometimes February, maybe if it's a little late.
Yeah.
But it ain't happening in the summer. And I think when it comes to players, at some point when you transfer, how you gonna transfer in December? You could transfer in April, and you could transfer in June or July.
Like Randy Moss said, straight cash on me. Let me get to that bag.
Hey, well, I get you. Well, like I said, I just want to have those conversations because
it's just like Jonte Cook. He left Texas. He went to Texas, went to Washington, and stayed there 3 weeks. Transferred out of Washington, went down to I think
San Diego State or something.
Yeah. Then now he's a walk-on at Colorado.
And there you go. There you go.
And he was the 5-star recruit coming out of Dallas.
I know. He the same one talking about where they trophies at. They got swimming trophies. I remember Jonte Cook. I remember. But, man, I got more people on the line, man. Let me get back to it.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
For sure. All right. Shout out to Cedric. Listen, I'll just say this. I agree that the guy should be able to transfer. I just don't think you should have – it seems to be unlimited transfers. There's nowhere in the world I should be able to leave a team in November or December, January. I could transfer again in April and transfer in July. Just I don't get it. Anyway, let me get Tiger on the line. Tiger, talk to me.
Yo, what's going on, Coach A?
What's up? Hey, man, did you see that new league I found for Shador?
No, I ain't see that, man.
You ain't see it?
No.
Because you always talking about the XFL or the UFL, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, listen.
You talking about that 30 for 30 league or whatever, the old cat?
No, dog. You talking about the 30U. No. This league right here is the perfect league for Shador. He could be an owner. He could be the captain, the GM. Hell, he could even be the head coach. Are you watching this or are you just on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Can you see the screen?
Nah, it's froze up on it. I can see it now.
Okay. I'm going to play this for you. This is perfect, bro. I think this is the perfect league where Shador could take over. All the cult members could follow. You imagine how many jerseys they could sell, dog. It'll be sold out. You see it? Watch it.
So, wieder der Ball beim Quarterback. Das ist der lange Pass nach außen. Und der ist gefangen. Und jetzt geht's in Richtung Endzone. Das sieht gut aus. Erik Stehfeld.
Yes, sir.
Touchdown für die Ossis. So, jetzt wird das Ding los.
Look at that pass.
Und da ist der Catch.
Oh my
das
God.
ist die Chance zur Antwort. Das ist die Chance zur Antwort für die Ossis. Und dann rutscht in die Endzone Ausgleich 6-6. So, da machen sie den Panzer. Oh, da ist schon heftig.
Ain't no sacks in this.
Geschoben worden und Scharnbacher kommt nicht auf die Füße. So, ein Pass nach vorne.
Watch this.
Weiter geht's.
Look at all them yards.
Und er bleibt auf den Beinen. Scharnbacher, der Quarterback, bleibt auf den Beinen. So, da er hier nicht als Quarterback fungiert.
Yes, sir.
Ist das meiner Meinung nach korrekt? Eigentlich in der Rolle als Quarterback dürfen die Profis, das ist das Regelwerk.
I'm just saying, Tiger. I'm just saying, baby.
Get out of here, man.
That's the perfect league.
Hey, act like you got on some skates. That's all I can say about that.
Come on.
That's all I can say.
Hey, come on.
Look, Coach Hayes, I got a ball to pick with you, Coach Hayes.
Talk to me, brother.
I'm editing my videos yesterday. You come in, kick in the door, waving the fofo, and dropping cuss words all everywhere. I said, Coach Hayes,
did I
stressed out last night? Yeah,
I did that.
I said this dude had to be stressed. I was talking about back to back to back. I said, Coach Hayes, he must have had a hard day yesterday.
I actually did, dog. But I apologize. If I did that, man, I'm sorry, man. For real, for real. I try to be like, if I'm in Rome, I try to do as the Roman.
Yearly cookout. The 12th of August,
Hold up.
25.
Hold up.
Tune in to hear the chef accurately predict cuss season once again. Steak and shrimp for everyone. Man cook medium dark skin tone.
Okay. Chef, please. You hold up. You sure that was me, dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the clip.
What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
We were talking about Miami can't put no running backs into the league. That's what we were talking about.
That must have been like 2-3 in the morning, dog.
It was about 3 in the morning.
Yeah, dog. Maybe my cussing meter wasn't paid up, dog. My bad, dog. I try to do as if I'm in Rome, I do as the Romans. If people curse on the show, then I'll curse on the show. If they don't curse, then I won't curse. But man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, dog. Maybe you was saying something so crazy, I done lost my mind, dog.
Nah, man. But well, let's get to it. So you were saying on the show tonight, you saying what should college football change, or should they leave everything how it is right now?
No, that's what that was said brought up. He was just talking about the transfer portal and so forth because he's a Texas fan, and I just asked him, is there anything that he would like to change about college football as it stands? He said no. That's all. He asked that. So I just asked him. So he said no. So then I said, because he talked about the transfers. He talked about, I'll leave the transfer portal like it is and everything. Because then he brought up, well, the coaches get to leave and all this. And so my only rebut was, yeah, I hear that coaches get to leave, but coaches don't leave in June and July like players do. Coaches don't leave in April. So when people say coaches leave, it sounds good on the surface. But yeah, coaches do leave for better opportunities at the end of a season. But coaches don't leave in the middle of, quote unquote, getting prepared for a season for better opportunities. It's very, like I said, I don't know one coach that I've known that's left in July for a better opportunity.
All right, and I got something for both of them. First, we'll do the coaches first. The reason why a lot of coaches don't leave late like that is because most of the jobs are already filled. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. And then if you leave late, like we saw what happened with Coach Prime when he left late and tried to stay to coach the bowl game, it put him so far behind with recruiting and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of coaches want to leave early so they can get ahead of things because they are already behind the 8 ball anyway. They're trying to hurry up and get in there and catch back in that recruiting class. So that's why a lot of guys don't leave in the summer, because they're going to be so far behind the 8 ball. And that first year count. You come in there and lay egg that first year, you might get fired that first year.
Yeah, but it's also seasons. So what people don't realize, we look at seasons starting in August, but coaches look at seasons starting in January. See, exactly. That's why you don't have movement. It's not because opportunities, because football season for coaches and players start in January and it ends in December, right? Or January, depending if you're playing for the Natty. But you get where I'm going. It's a 12-month season. Although you only play games for 3 months of the year, it's a 12-month process. And that's what I'm saying for the players. If you want to leave, if I wanted to transfer from Miami and go to Colorado, I have no problem with that. But do it in January or December, when the season is over. But for you to get up and just leave in April or July in the middle of the quote-unquote season, I think that's cowardly, dog. And you didn't do your due diligence. That's my problem.
Well, in the NFL, they can leave during the season. Then they have a deadline. And then the off season, they can leave. So they can leave twice in the NFL.
When do they leave in the NFL? Now, basketball the same way. I never understood. You could be 50 games in and be like, yeah, we trading them. That's stupid to me, but that's just my opinion.
I got to, but NFL, they kind of got it like, I think like week 10 or 8 or something. It's the deadline. So they can't make no more trades after that. And then you have right now, before the draft, you got a lot of trades going on. So you have 2 trade seasons in the NFL. They just get
no, but you just said it. But you just said it before the draft. You just said it before the draft. The season is over in February. Hold on, the season is over.
Open back up.
Yeah, but it's 2 different seasons, bro. You know that. NFL season.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Go ahead.
It's just like the NFL. Make it in the right before the draft. They're doing a lot of trades and stuff. The portal open up right before the draft.
That would be what? That would be considered what? That would be considered January, right?
No, this is around March.
No, I'm talking about when you say right before the draft for the NFL, the equivalent would be January for college.
No, the portal open in March, right before the draft. Right before the draft, a week before the draft, the portal open, and then it closed like right after the draft. So it's on like with the NFL. They can trade 2 times, they can switch 2 times out the year, just like the NFL. During the season, they can switch. The college, they kind of have it on the back end of the season, then they have it right there in the springtime. So
here's what it says. The NFL, it says the NFL, it says the NFL trade deadline is for the 24 season was November 5th, 24, right? November 5th. And then teams could no longer trade after this date. The next trading period for the NFL will begin on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025.
There we go. They actually got a bigger window than the players in college.
Yeah, but the difference is you're okay. I'm not here to argue this, to be honest with you. I what I'm saying is I don't see how players can leave in December, leave in April, leave in July. The same dude could transfer 3 times.
No, he can't leave in July. He can't leave in July. Like
what? Are you
leave
serious?
in March. No, once you leave in March, you got like 2 weeks in March. March, May, you jump in that portal again. Once that 2 weeks up, you can stay in the portal, but you can't jump in the portal after the 2 weeks.
So what about the players that's coming in July? Remember the kid y'all got from Tennessee? He ain't showed up to Colorado till August.
Yeah, you can still bring cards. You know, we got kids stuck in the portal now. This kid's been stuck in the portal for 2-3 years. So you can get a kid out the portal anytime. Okay. They just can only jump in. It's 2 weeks in March, and they got that December, I think it's like a month they can jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 6-week span where they can jump in. But it's broken up in, I think, 4 weeks and 2 weeks.
Okay. So what's the issue then?
I mean, you don't got an issue with that. That's cool.
No, I don't have an issue. You're right. My issue is I just feel like if you want to, here's what I say. If you want to make a change, you could transfer every year. I'm just simply saying doing it from December to January. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's it.
My only thing as a dad, I think, okay, with a credit that the kid just got messed up trying to leave Colorado, his credits didn't transfer. So now you get stuck in the portal because you try to go to a school and you didn't do your due diligence.
What kid? You talking about Augusta?
Yeah.
But that's my whole point, though. But Tiger, that's my point. You have to do your due diligence, dog. Like that's when I was telling Sid about accountability. You are now a college age student. You're not a high school kid.
Yeah.
Let's
keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of these kids trying to do stuff like how some of these coaches, you ask them, are they leaving school? No, I'm not going anywhere. And next month they gone. These coaches can still shop themselves and not get penalized. These players, they got to get their transcript released.
Koa CH Hayes and the team.
My bad. This thing, dog. Does your thing do this? Does yours talk now? If people donate?
No. You the only person out here. You got some upper level stuff like this.
Shout out to Coach Hayes, Brother J Blade, $9.99. Coach Hayes and the team. What's up, brother? Thank you, man. I've never seen anybody except Coach Coop, but I know he does it through a different app. But anyway, go ahead. I'm listening to Tiger. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I wish these guys didn't have to sneak, because if you let your coach know you shopping yourself, they're probably not gonna play you. Especially they're gonna play you in the spring game, because they don't want nobody to get film of you. That's why a lot of these guys ain't even showing their spring games on TV, or they're not even having their spring games no more. But they don't want the guys to get tape where they can shop themselves. So it's harder for these players to shop themselves, because these coaches gonna hold them back.
Right. But so Tiger, so back to my point. I get it, coaches lie. And if coaches say, "Oh, I ain't going nowhere," and they leave, you should be able to leave too. But coaches ain't leaving in June, in July. They're not leaving in April.
A lot of openings in June and July.
I know, because people don't. I know, dog. What you mean a lot? It's no openings because everybody's got their team, because all of the movement happens in January, brother. That's my whole point.
Yeah, but with players, you got people that's breaking ankles and flunking out of school, and you got guys that's getting DUIs, and you got guys that's getting domestic violence charges, and they're getting kicked off the team. So it's openings that's opening up.
All right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's a different animal for the players and the coaches. If them coaches had the opportunity to move, they would move. We don't see these coaches don't care nothing about these, no loyalty to these schools.
I know they will move, but you're missing the point, because the reason coaches don't move in July, because it takes from January to August to get your team put together to play a 3-month season. That's why people don't leave.
But hold on. But hold on now. The head coaches don't really move in. Position coaches move.
Okay.
Because Loho, the offensive line coach, he left.
And we talking about position coaches, dog. But okay. So the player's the same as the position coach. Oh God, come on, bro.
Yeah, a coach will leave. The strength trainer coach they had, he was there, and then he gone in spring. He gone.
The strength training coach. All right, bro. All right. So all coaches equal then. Okay, so he a coach. What about the dude from the recruiting department? He leave. Come on, Tiger.
I mean, that's the same thing. Like we gonna hold these kids to a higher standard than we gonna hold the coaches. That what you saying?
I'm not holding them to a higher standard. I am simply saying you have to do your due diligence and change. What I'm saying is, I don't know what I'm saying no more, dog. Y'all beat a brother into submission.
Make it harder. But they make it hard for these kids to be able to do their due diligence, because they had these little trap doors, and if we find out you're trying to shop yourself, we're gonna make it harder for you. We're gonna put you on the bench, and we're gonna make it harder for you to transfer. If we really expect you to be a part of our team. That's how coaches do it.
You're right, dog. I just say give everybody No, I'm just saying give everybody a contract then. Make them employees. Call it what it is. The problem is everybody dancing around the bushes. No, the problem is everybody dancing. They don't want to make them employees.
Right.
They don't want to have them to be college students. They don't want them to be. They want them to be amateurs. They want them to get paid. They don't want to put a salary cap. They do want to put a salary cap. But at some point in life, if you are laying without laws, you have chaos, dog. And that's what's happening right now. Because think about how many kids are in the portal floating because there was no rule and they thought they could make it out of there.
Mm-hmm. They just changed it to where they got to still pay for them kids. Because some of these coaches were forcing these kids off the team. So
that's bull crap too.
Push you out. They got to still, they still got to pay for your classes now. So at least they got that change. But this is what I think should change on the other side of it, Coach Hayes. Like Liberty done got the bulk of their team snatched from them. Every time they have a good season, 2 or 3 players leave. 2 or 3 of their best players leave. I don't see that happen every year.
Okay.
A school like Liberty, they should have some kind of retainer fee. If these big schools, like how Alabama just lost Downs to Ohio, it should be some kind of retainer fee. Whatever we was paying this kid, they should reimburse that school, or it should be like $100,000 thing. If you want this guy to transfer from my school, he was a starter here. You need to get Liberty $100,000.
So here's what I said. I actually said something very similar to that a long time ago. When LaJohntay Wester went to FAU and he went to Colorado, I said the lower level schools should be paid by the bigger level schools because basically what you're doing is creating a farm system. Here's the difference. FAU doesn't have the same budget as Colorado, right? Financially. They don't have the same recruiting budget. But guess what FAU did? They went out and they recruited LaJohntay. They went to his house. They put him on official visits. They did all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. To only get him prepared to go to a bigger level school. That is a bill that Colorado did not have to pay. They only had to pay LaJohntay for 1 year, in essence, like his schooling. They didn't have to recruit him. They didn't have to fly around to him. They didn't have to OV him. They didn't have to do any of those things. That way, it's almost like saying, thank you for developing this kid. That's just my opinion. I'm talking about the lower level schools. Now, when it's D1 to D1, like Caleb Downs left, it's even wash. Y'all on the same level. Y'all on the same level.
I don't think that is because they still, you talked about it the other day. Kirby don't pay these boys $20,000.
Yeah, but
on a retainer fee.
Yeah, but guess what? Just because you decide to do that at your house, I ain't got to do that at mine. But we're on the same level of playing field. We're a Division I program, Power 4 program. FAU is not a Power 4 program. They don't make the same kind of money. So, like you said, as a coach, Liberty is losing money in essence, and the coach is damn about to get fired because Caden Salter, who you thought gonna come back as your quarterback, gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they was to get $100,000 for each one of them players, now they got a better recruiting budget.
There you go.
Pay some more kids. They can bring up. They might go get some guy from D2 or whatever and bring them up, but at least they got a budget
to fly around the country. Because dog, people don't realize that a lot of schools' recruiting budget is small. Everybody ain't got a boatload of money. So if you come get it,
will help them schools out.
Of course. Whatever that is. If you just add up the scholarship, if you just add up a tab of whatever that stuff is, I don't know the math behind it, but it is what it is. We got quite a few callers in this thing right now, man. But anyway, Tiger, hit us with your last thing, man. Man, I apologize, dog. I didn't realize I was 4-lettering that thing. I was doing it like that.
Yeah, big time. I'm talking about.
I don't even remember. I was on that cane juice late, though.
And you were ducking a question, too. I asked you about a question. Oh, man, I'm over here eating some cereal. I'm like, what?
I was eating some ice cream. I wasn't paying you no attention. I was eating some ice cream, dog.
I think I ain't tripping. But I think these kids should be able to move around, but also these smaller colleges, they got to have some kind of protection because these big schools they got it too easy now. Only thing they got to do is sit back and let you develop kids, and they come snatch them out. That's too easy for these.
It's minor league. It's minor league football. It's like the G League. It's just like, but see, the difference is the G League is sponsored by the NBA. Am I correct?
Exactly. So they need.
So they don't need the money. Exactly. So how you sponsor them? Back to your point, talking about Lincoln Riley. So all them transfer quarterbacks he got to pay for them.
Exactly. There we go.
See, I helped you out. Right there. But man, let me run, man. Let me get this next call in, man. For sure.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah. Tiger in the building, man. All right, here we go. E. Brown, I see you in here. I'm gonna get back to you. I got 8694 in the building. 8694. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from? 8694 going once. 8694 going twice.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Barely, but we got you. Talk to us.
I just got on the phone. This Herb for Texas. I had just got it on to the show. So what's the rundown you got for today?
Oh, Herb. Man, we just talking about whatever, man. We were talking about Coach Prime and Asante Samuels talking it out like men. That's pretty much it, man.
Kind of dry today, Coach. Kind of dry. On that situation, it's good that they actually had talked it out. You know what I'm saying? Kind of mad Asante didn't have somebody that teach them, and that's what really just.
Come on, I didn't want to say. Listen, I didn't want to say it. Heard. I did not want to say it. I be trying not to be petty, but Asante, I feel like Asante Samuels back down right there. That should have been a big topic of conversation in that whole thing right there. Not for like hate, but to get a better understanding from both persons' point of view. I started to say it, but I said, no, Hayes, just keep it smooth. The cult members be mad at you all the time, and you said it, so the door's open.
Yeah, same here. I just wanted to see if it's just gonna get some clarification on it, because that just where really sparked everything between them two. I don't think they really just had Asante really had an issue with him.
Mm-hmm.
He just tried to downplay the T-step.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to talk to him right away.
I feel you.
Yeah. What else you got on the rundown?
That's it, man. For the most part, you just jumped on the show and just hit the phone number, huh?
Yeah, literally, because you be trying to shut off the call line at about 10:30. I had cut it a little bit close, so I had to hurry up and get in there. So you shut them lines off. I'm working the graveyard shift, so
I got you. Shout out to Chef Jerome said Asante is a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He'll be a fool to ask that question. See, people like Jerome is exactly what I be talking about. He knows better.
Yeah,
but Jerome,
he just wants you to cook him. He just wants you to cook him again. That's
yeah.
all it is.
He want to get cooked, so he more than welcome. But Jerome know better. But then when you talk to him, guess what? Ain't no need to hear the talk. Dog, be backpedaling from the Deion Sanders camp of regretment, boy. This is a perfect example right here. He a businessman. Asante want to be invited to the cookout. Is that what you're trying to say? Huh? Is that what you're trying to say?
Pretty much.
Come on, man.
I think Asante really just had forgot.
Nah, he ain't forget, dog. He ain't forget. They knew better.
Nah, I think he forgot.
Come on, you don't forget. That was the whole meat of the argument. Come on, that was.
But he ain't having it. He ain't having it in his rundown of questions. So I don't know. I don't know how y'all podcast people be doing it, but.
Bro, I'll give you the secret. I'll leave it up. Some dudes won't ask a question because they don't want to offend nobody. They don't want to bring up no problem. That's some people. Coach ain't got no problem asking a question. Ask Jerome when he come in. He was the same dude that said Coach Prime don't know X's and O's, and I had to straighten him about that. You remember that, Jerome? Come on back, baby. We miss you. So I'm just saying I don't have a problem asking those particular questions. You know what I'm saying? Some guys see it, and again, I'm only making an assumption here. A guy come on, they don't want to ask him particular questions because he's right in your face. That's why I love if there's beef. Here's my thing. When there's beef, get to the round table. It ain't no more he say, she say. We all sitting here. But the problem is when I'm over here in my corner and you in your corner, I'll say, yeah, boy, man, forget Deion Sanders. And then when he come on, hey, coach, man, I'm a fan of yours, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, I need that. As they say, keep that same energy. I don't say you have to be mean and disrespectful, but coach, I got a question. Why would you downplay the T-step when you know it's a prominent fundamental and technique in this game? Why not? That's a fair question in my opinion. Like, coach, because again, when I say context matters, you look at Prime when he made that, when he said what he said with that reporter, he was walked backwards. Did his T? No, now let's get some real context. Coach, what is it about the T-step that you don't like? Blah, 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 blah. So we can get some real context. And that's the problem. People don't want to offend anybody. And it's not offensive. It's just a legitimate question.
Yeah.
He said, I'll give you $5 to jump the line. Boy, you better be paying somebody else. They say that boy's still looking for his money, Jerome. You better stop, boy. Don't give me $5, had him looking at me.
Yeah, you already be cooking them too much. Now you trying to lose some money on you?
8, 12, 25. I got all the clips ready to go. Everything I said come true. Oh, boy, please. Boy, please.
Oh, we got to see this. Let me go ahead.
All right, let me get rolling. Call in, Jerome. You can call in. Much love, man. I'm gonna get ready to close the phone line anyway. I said an hour and a half. We had 2 hours. I got E. Brown on the line coming up next. So go ahead and call in right now. I'm gonna get ready to close the phone line after I talk to E. Brown. So Chef Jerome, call on in, man. And I got 3949, and I got D. Will back in the building. Daryl, talk to us, E. Brown.
Well, where can I start? The first question I want to know is, what was the debate about, the coaches and the players? What was the debate about? And then we go from the debating about the coaches and the kids to we talking about we got the next caller on that says, what's the topic? So that's like going from ice cream to sour cream. And now, since we're stuck in the delirium stage, we're going from delusional, now we're in delirium. In the delirium stage, now we got Chef Jerome want to come on and pay me $5. If you give me $5, listen, just bring him on. Bring Chef Jerome on, because I want to hear what y'all going to debate about. I just want to hear what you're going to debate about.
I think he just called in.
I
think he just called in.
You know?
Uh-huh.
You know, if he's cooking something up there, Chef Jerome. He's cooking something up that he want to get on. You want to get on and he talk to you about.
No, he don't.
And you know, I just want to hear the debate. And then I'll bring in some real content for you. While the two of you guys are debating about absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You guys are going to be debating about absolutely nothing.
No, because this is what cult members do. They talk out their head. They talk crazy. Listen, E. Brown, can I say something? I missed you, man. Where you been, bro? I know it's a beta moment, but I missed you, dog. Where you been, man? I feel like we got beef. Hold up. My whole thing on my show tonight was, if people got beef, put it to the table. Well, now that you done called in, my brother, I feel like you've been ignoring me, and I want to bring this to the table.
Oh no, bro, no.
E. Brown, do we have a problem? Do you want to put me in the hospital or something?
Bro, come on, bro. You bringing up topics that makes me kind of a little eerie, man. Put you in the hospital and
no, I'm saying I feel like we had a better relationship. You know, I moved and some things changed, and I don't see from you no more. I don't talk to you, dog. I'm feeling a certain way, so I'm asking if there's a problem. If it's not a problem, then I'll just take it up as if you were busy.
No, listen. You were in the process of moving. I was in the process of moving because I was moving too. I bought another house.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
And doing that stuff. I appreciate it. But the only thing, see, I had a visit from my boy Dub. You know, me and Dub, we talk a lot and stuff. You know, and
you talking about anything is everything.
Anything is everything. Me and Dub. You know, this past week here.
Oh, you saw?
We were gonna hook up there, but I couldn't get up to Orlando. I was stuck down in Miami with work. I thought I was gonna be working in Orlando, and I was stuck in Miami, so I couldn't get down there to meet up with him.
But I met up with him, dog. Did he tell you that?
Well, he told me you rolled up in a Rolls Royce and stuff, and I go,
ah, shit. I wish.
I can't roll with Coach Hayes because I said I would have invited him to McDonald's, but he said no. Coach Hayes said he don't eat at McDonald's. I said, well, I can't talk with him. I can't deal with him, man. If he rolling around a Rolls Royce and he want to take me out to go get a filet mignon and all that kind of stuff, hey, can't do it though. Can't roll with him. I can't roll with him. Man.
I got you. Well, I don't want no problem. I don't want to make. But see, here's a perfect example, E. Brown. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm being very honest. I use this as an example to prove my point about communication. If I didn't say nothing to you, I'd have had in the back of my mind, man, E. Brown been acting funny lately, right? Just hear me out. But I said to myself, hey, E. Brown, I'm feeling a certain way, man. What's going on? I told y'all on the show that I had been moving, so you knew that. But guess what? I just found out maybe why you've been a little distant, my brother.
Bro,
you were
moving.
No, you have. No, you have. But guess what, E. Brown? You were moving too. I didn't know you were moving. So now I'm sitting up here mad at you for information I didn't know because I didn't ask you. But now that you told me, I feel better now. I'm like, oh, well, I know what it is because I just moved. So no wonder he ain't been on the show like that. He been moving. But now I could. That's a perfect example of communication right there, man.
Yeah, you know, and you know, you see these commercials about, you know, when you move, the cable company, the telephone company, they'll all work with you, and they'll provide you with superior service. Man,
what are you talking about?
You know, when you move, you try to hang up your 75-inch televisions on the walls in your bedrooms and your den, and you can't get stuff. You can't get the cooperation from these companies. It becomes frustrating, and then you got to deal with
exactly
and doing this. Oh my goodness!
But there's my point though, E. Brown. You don't have to explain it because I just went through it, so now I understand your pain. That's why I know why you've been preoccupied. Man, I just want to say here on the live, man, I miss you, my brother. Don't be a stranger, bro.
Well, listen, I listen. It had nothing to do. I had no ill feelings towards you or anything like that. You're going to continue to be one of my top 5 most hated people.
Appreciate
You're going to be one of my top 5 most hated people.
Appreciate that. And speaking of haters, Melissa Porter in the building. Prime and Asante both know more about football than a YouTube coach. I bet you won't call in, Melissa Porter. I'll put you up on the center and show you how to blitz. How about that? You always got something to say. But guess what? See, she's a perfect example, which I really think is a dude. But she's a perfect example. Don't have their face on the picture. They always got comment. They hate me so much, but every time I leave a video, she leaves a doggone a comment. So guess what, Melissa Porter? Thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button and keep spreading the good word.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
But see, you have not had your call-in shows lately either, Coach.
That's not true.
Every week I get on there and I'm looking, I go, man, oh man, I don't see Coach. Man.
That's not true.
You got on kind of late last week.
No, that's not true. I've been on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I've been on Tuesdays and Wednesdays consistently. But man, let me run, man. I got to get these other people on, man.
Yeah, man. Bring Coach. Chef Brown on. Cuban King. Have Cuban King call in.
Not tonight.
So I can laugh a little bit at
not
these
tonight.
guys and stuff, man.
Not tonight.
So stop debating about nerd talk and talking about the transfer portal.
The Scrub Hub.
Portal for nerds. The Scrub Hub. Come on, bro. Come on, Coach.
All right, man.
Come on,
God
Coach.
dang.
All right,
bro. Appreciate you, brother.
Peace and love, bro. Peace and love.
My man. E. Brown in the building. All right, I'm finna go ahead and lock the line right quick. I think this might be Jerome 11. I gotta put his name in here. 1148. I think that's him. That number looked familiar.
The conference has been locked.
All right. These other guys have called. E. Brown has called. Williams called. Okay. Let me get back to Williams right quick. That's my member. I gotta let my member go first. Talk to me, Daryl.
Hey, look here, man. I'm gonna go to the first person that you deal with. The dude that talking about Texas and Florida.
Oh, he on the line. So, I think. He on the line now. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that cat right there, I don't know what he talking about. Everybody that came down from Texas to Florida that's flourished. And then went to the NFL and did their thing.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, this guy talking about Texas and Florida. Hey, look at man, South Florida, period, against Texas. Y'all got the biggest state. Y'all got all that nonsense out there. But we gonna deal with y'all.
Listen, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. He back on the line again. I'm gonna let Jerome say he wanted to pay me $5 to go now, but I'm gonna let him go last because we got beef. We're gonna talk it out. We're gonna hug it out at the end.
But at the end of the day, guess what?
What's up, man?
Everybody gonna be everybody.
For sure.
What's going on?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
How you doing, sir?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I thought you put a dude on the line.
Oh, no. I was saying he was there. No. Y'all ain't gonna start no beef on here because it ain't gonna never get off.
No. We ain't finna do that.
No, I ain't mean like in a bad way. I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm just saying
Texas and Florida's good.
Yeah. We good. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying in a bad way beef. I'm just saying because then me and Jerome we probably gotta box it out. He like to do the verbal judo, you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff.
We gonna do our thing. But Coach, I appreciate what you're doing tonight. You had a lot of interesting conversation and dialogue. Continue to keep that dialogue and that conversation so we can move forward to the college football and the NFL.
Yes, sir. I can't wait.
I can't wait neither. I will see you at Notre Dame and Notre Dame.
Yes, sir. 88 days.
Yes, sir.
My man.
I see it behind you.
Okay.
I see it behind you.
You see it clicking.
You have a good evening.
You too.
Everybody have a good evening.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Bye. All right. Chef, I'm coming. Give me a second. We going live. I cut the phone off. I locked it. 3449. I believe this is said though. I'm looking at the number.
Coach, what's up, man?
This him. I knew that was you. What's up?
Man, I wanted that smoke like that. Man, I'm from Oak Cliff. I'm from Dallas.
South Oak Cliff. Okay.
Dallas would match up with any school in South Florida. And we'd tear that ass up.
You saw hold up, swole up. You ain't call him.
Come on, man. I tell people Texas run this thing, man. What y'all talking about? I'm the best athletes come from the state of Texas.
Excuse me, sir.
Talking about?
Last time.
Are y'all serious?
Man, Skyline.
Serious in South Florida?
First of all, Dallas Carter ain't shaking nothing. Skyline ain't gonna do nothing. Mesquite ain't gonna do nothing.
I went to Carter High School now. So I'm telling you.
We'll run through Duncanville. Come on, man.
Listen. Hold on, Coach. Now we invented this thing called swag now.
What?
We invented this thing called swag. They think that you had it. Now I'll look up Dallas Carter. We was the first. We the NIL before the NIL. We taking pictures in hot tubs, gold chains. Come on now.
Man, whatever.
We was the hottest thing in Texas and the United States.
Man, please, sir.
You got Jesse Owens, man. You got Crabtree.
That's all you got?
Jones went to Miami.
That's it? That's all you got?
Oh, Coach, come on.
Come on,
my senior year, we had 17 D1 players.
That's
17.
It? That's it?
17.
That's
17.
it?
17.
Miami Northwestern has 7. Miami Northwestern has 7 players from one high school go to the University of Miami alone. Matter of fact, that same team, excuse me, sir, that same team, matter of fact, there was a coach at Dallas Carter. He still owed me $100 because I was in Dallas. I stopped by Dallas Carter just to pay some respects, to the living dead.
I don't mess with the new coach right now.
Well, I don't know who the new coach is, but he owed me $100 because when the dude from Dallas Carter bet me that South Lake Carroll was going to beat Northwestern and Northwestern whipped them people behind, sir.
Oh, see, yeah, he tripping. Yeah, he tripping on South Lake Carroll. No, I'm talking about. I want some. I can't say what I want to say, but I want some. We play some southern Dallas schools.
Man, whatever, man. We'll run through that Duncanville crap.
Any Miami school? Oh, bro, we're gonna run the numbers up. Let's run the numbers up on you.
Run
the numbers up.
What you mean, bro? We'll run through Duncanville.
We're gonna run the numbers up on you.
Cedar Hill, Duncanville.
We got DeSoto. We got DeSoto. We got Lancaster. We got Cedar Hill. What you talking about?
They all trash. They trash.
Come on, Coach. Really? You got Duncanville? Come on, Coach.
Because here's why I tell you this. Really? Because you know what hold on. I'm gonna say this to you, Sid, and I gotta go.
I live in LA.
Hold on, Sid. I'm gonna say this.
They call I-20 D1 corridor. You know why? Everybody has to when all the coaches stop in state of Texas in Dallas, they drive on the I-20 to Lancaster, DeSoto, Carter.
Okay, it don't matter.
Duncanville. Coach, come on. You got 5 or 6 schools high schools that produce most of a lot of the talent in Dallas.
That's right. Y'all only got 5. I could name you 15 just in Miami. I could name you 5 schools on 183rd Street. We could go all the way. We could go from American, Carroll City, Norland, North Miami Beach, North Miami. And that's on 183rd Street. Man, get out of here. First of all, let me say this guy got to run. I got to run. Here's what I'll tell you. I'll just be honest. First of all, them ISDs is a slick way of having public schools with private school feel. Don't get that twisted.
No.
First of all, no. Hold on. Let me say my piece. Let me have.
Carter's in the hood. What are you talking about? Carter's no club. That's in the hood. What are you talking about?
That's one school. Cedar Hill, Duncanville, all them got their own ISD. Don't get it twisted. But
here, no ISD. I totally agree with that.
I know
they recruit. Kids.
Say it again. There you go. Enough said. When you're dealing with Miami-Dade County Public School, you talking about all of that. But anyway, that's a whole nother argument. I gotta run. Me and the chef I gotta show my sous chef how to make the new lobster tails.
I'll get you tomorrow.
But we're gonna make it happen though. We gonna dance when they said we're gonna dance.
Oh, we're gonna dance. Oh, all day long.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Good shot. All right, man. Oh God.
You know what it is, man.
You know what it is, right?
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's what it is. Yesterday's price and today's price. Oh boy.
Coach, can y'all hear me, man? I got you on speaker, so I got to make sure y'all can hear me clearly.
We can hear you, Cliff. Now the rain is gone.
First and foremost, man, shout out to you, Coach Hayes, man.
Appreciate
I have to tap in. I'll try to see your super chat, man, do some promoting. I think we should make our cookout a yearly thing, man. I came on the show, cooked you last year. I want to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself, man. So I actually went back and listened to the show. I got about 5 or 6 clips to where what I said actually came true. So I'll shoot those over to you, man. You know, we can play them on the live stream so everybody can see that the chef is right. But, hey, I think 8/12/25, man, that'll be a good date for us to get busy with it. It's a Tuesday. I know that's where you normally talk about Colorado. If that day worked for you, great. If not, you know, let's figure something out, man. Get the fans what they want to see. I think we could do it yearly. And I get on there and, you know, give you my season predictions for Colorado, man. And, you know, you can get on there and hate about what ain't going to happen and what you think ain't going to happen. I think it'll be a good show for us, man. What you think?
Are you finished with all that bloviating? You finished?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. First of all, you say you cook. You ain't cook nothing. You the one.
Coach, listen, I got the clips, dog. So you might want to be careful because I got the clips.
So guess what? Put them on your channel or Tiger channel, whoever channel you want to promote them on. You can play the clip. Because you may have said something right doesn't mean you cooked. I caught you in a lie live in the show. That's cooking somebody.
Yeah.
Because hold on. See, it's easy.
That's that's reaching
cooking.
right there.
No,
That's what
it's not.
you call reaching.
Because here's what I'll tell you.
The people that...
Here's what I'll tell you. It's funny how you'll pull the clips that, oh, you got right, but you ain't pull the clips of all the ones you got wrong.
Because I didn't get nothing wrong, Coach. That's the problem. I didn't get nothing wrong. Everything I said came true. Everything. Say
that again.
Travis winning the Heisman.
Hold on. Excuse me. Say that again. Hold up. Say that again. Everything you said came true. Is that exactly what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Say it one more time so the people in the back can hear you.
Everything that I said came true.
Okay. Were you or were you not on my show when you said that Pat Shurmur was going to run 2 tight end set this season just passed?
Yeah, I was.
So again, everything was not true, sir. You just got cooked right there. No, stop. I clearly asked you to even try to clarify to say, hold up, is everything you said true? And you said, yeah, everything. I said, say it again for the people in the back. Everything. And the word everything includes all. So when that first question I asked you is, one of the things you brought up last year was that Pat Shurmur was going to run double tight end sets this season that just passed. Did he run double tight end sets this season?
I said, you're right. I'll give you that.
No. Excuse me. Did he run? Listen. The question is yes or no. No, I don't want to give it to me. No, don't give it to me. Yes or no.
I did say that.
So then, therefore, you're lying. You're lying then. because everything you said didn't come true.
I'll let you reach, Coach A, because you know when it comes to me, you got to reach.
That's not a reach.
Going on.
Hold up.
You got to reach. You got to reach.
Jerome,
you got to try this. You got to try that.
How is that a lie?
You talking to the chef, dog. I
Jerome,
do this stuff for real.
Jerome,
but let me add on to what I
just want to ask a question. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
How is it a reach?
Go ahead. It's your show, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Have your way. Man.
No, thank you. It's Burger King. My question is, how is that a reach when you clearly said everything you said came true? And I clearly asked you, are you sure? You said yes. Then I come back and say, please say it again. How am I reaching? Because if they would have run double sets, you would have added that to your clips. Is that fair statement?
Well, that is a fair statement, Coach Hayes. But
so that's not a reach.
Because I said, if they allow, and I have the clip, if they allow Pat Shurmur to run his offense, we will see double tights, which we saw against UCF. We went down there and smacked them boys, or USF, whoever school we played, went down there and smacked them boys with Pat Shurmur running his offense with the double tights. We had about 2-3 rushing touchdowns. So the part you left out, Coach Hayes, is that I said if they allow Pat Shurmur to run his offense.
Okay.
But you're right.
No, hold on. I appreciate that.
I said that they were going to. I had faith. You asked me on the show because I got the Coach Hayes. I listened to the show 3 times already. This is how I know you're going to get cooked on the 12th of August because you're reaching right now, but you're going to get double, triple cooked because I already listened to the show 3 times. And I said, you said, do you think Prime is going to let him? And I said, I don't know, but I sure hope he does let him run his offense.
So back to what
exactly what I said.
So back to, since you've been refreshed 3 times, you watched it. I have not watched it since we did it and I cut up some clips. Maybe was that about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago. But however, so based on your logic, you said, this is what you said just now. You said, I left out that if they let Pat Shurmur run his offense, he would have double tight. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay. But also in that video from 9 months ago that you watched 3 times, excuse me. You just said that Coach Prime was not hired for X's and O's. So who is the body? Hold on, excuse me. Let me finish my point. So who is the body or the entity that is not allowing Pat Shurmur to run his offense? Because you said Coach Prime, who is the head coach, you said doesn't know X's and O's. But then you just saying, then you said, I left out that they're going to let Pat Shurmur run his offense. So it can't be Coach Prime, according to you, because he doesn't know X's and O's. So who is the person that didn't let Pat Shurmur run his offense?
So you think because the president signs off on the bill that he knows all the details and intricacies of it? Hell no, Coach Hayes. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Like I said, you're reaching again, bro.
I'm not reaching.
That's what you do when you talk to the chef. You reach. Just because Coach Prime signs off on it doesn't mean they're running his system. Pat Shurmur knows what Shador does well, what Shador likes to do. Shador was given the keys to that offense. Coach Prime said, we're going to let Shador run the plays, run the offense that he is comfortable running. They were extremely successful running that offense. What I said Coach Prime didn't know X's and O's. What I meant was Coach Prime, and then I came back and said Coach Prime wasn't brought there to be a master of X's and O's. He's brought there to recruit at a high level.
There you go.
To bring attention to the program, to put butts in seats, and to win football games. He's never going to be the X's and O coach. That's what that statement meant. You knew that. Your listeners
I only know what
that.
you said.
Yeah,
I don't know what you meant.
Cut that up and clip it, and that's fine. I said it. I said Coach Prime doesn't know X's and O's. I did. 2 minutes later, I explained what I meant by that. But you didn't. I didn't see you go back and clip that part of it. Because I said, you got to reach when it comes to me, man.
It's not a reach.
I really do this, Coach.
Jerome, you don't. Listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. Again, what you just said doesn't make sense to me. Again, you just said that he was brought there to sell tickets and all of that stuff and recruit. So
and
why
win football games? And the system that helped him win football games was a system that his son was most comfortable running. And that system did not align with the system that Pat Shurmur is accustomed to running.
So why would you tell me that? So why would you say that they're going to run the 2 tight end system?
Because that's what I thought they were going to do.
Stop right there.
You asked
Stop
me
right
question.
there.
Do
Stop
you
right
think
there.
Prime is going to allow him? I said, I don't know. I got the clips, Coach.
I know, but that's
what I said.
But Jerome, that's my
I
point.
hope he does, but I don't know.
But this is what I'm trying to go back to tell you. You just said because I thought they were, but you came back and just said that everything that I said was correct. You were incorrect, sir. You thought and you thought wrong. It's just what it is.
Everything that I guaranteed happened. That's not something I guaranteed. That's something I said, I hope so.
Okay.
So I'll give you that, though. I was wrong. So everything I said wasn't correct.
I remember.
We'll go reach it again. Boy, if this was the NBA, you'd be fouled out for all this dang reaching you doing. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I think it'd be good to have.
I don't have a problem with that, sir.
Man. I think it'd be good for the fans.
You could do it. We could do it once a week. We could do it twice a week. We could do it every day. You're easy work. My thing to you, Jerome, all I'm trying to say to you, sir, I don't have a problem paying it forward. I know how to cook. I love to teach you how to cook. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that's not an issue for me. We could do it whenever. I tell people this all the time. I don't get invited to shows, right? Oh, let me go.
Yeah, you do. We invite you all the time.
I'm gonna say, let me go back and fix that because I don't want you to reach.
We invite you all the time, Coach.
Hey, hold up. Let me go back because I don't want to say I'm never invited. Let me go back and clarify.
You see, sometimes you just get to talking and you say stuff. You know, it happens.
I actually did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. I don't talk without actually understanding. Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, yeah, you do. I listen to several of your shows. Yeah,
explain it. Tell me what I said.
No, it's out there.
Tell me what I said.
You said a lot of nonsense.
If you just watch,
you just said a lot of nonsense about the Asante Samuels, which I'm gonna get to next week.
Hold up, but you just said I say a lot of nonsense. If I say so much of it, it should be easy to recall any of it.
You just said some nonsense about the Asante Samuel stuff.
What did I say?
You said he didn't ask Prime the question because he want to be invited to the cookout.
No,
that's not the case.
That's not what I said.
That's not how all business works.
That's not what I said. That is
what you said.
No, I did not. I said people won't ask questions. Listen to it. We can rewind it. I said people don't ask questions because they're afraid they won't be invited to the cookout. And I was saying it because of what you said when you said that Asante Samuels is a businessman and he knows what the whatever you said at that point. My point to you is what I was saying. Please go
listen to the clip, Coach Hayes.
Okay.
That's the reason. That's what made me say I was gonna call in because I wasn't gonna call in tonight.
Because
you didn't. Please go clip it.
I wish I could rewind this.
That's exactly what you said. That's why I called in.
Hold on. I wish I could rewind.
That's why I called in.
Hold on. I wish I could rewind this. Hold on.
You don't got your admin assistant that was doing all the rewinding and reclipping when I was on the show last year.
LMV. That's my girl. She always in the building, but she clocked out. She went to go do a nail. She said this dude ain't worthy.
Oh, okay. I respect it.
No, but here's what I'm gonna tell you though. What I was saying, and see, that's just it. Y'all hear a piece of it, and see, you say, "Well, Asante didn't ask the question because he wanted to be invited to the cookout." No, I was saying people. I said people will get on there, and people won't ask certain questions because they won't get invited to the cookout. See, and I said this. They'll talk tough in this corner. They'll talk tough in that corner, but when you put people at the round table, then it's all good. The thing I love about the round table is it ain't no he say, she say. It's what we say because we all heard it at the same time. See, that's where context matters, dog. Come on, don't do that.
It does, Coach A. That's why you got to go replay the clip. And once you do, you got my number. Lock me in. You can call me in the pod. Be like, hey, Chef, you was right, dog. I did say that. That's why I called in, Coach Hayes. But
let me set your name in there. Hold on, let me set your name in.
What I would say about the
I'm setting your name in the system now. Sous Chef.
Oh, okay.
Jerome.
Yeah, no. Executive Chef. What I would say about the Asante Samuel situation is Prime was doing that brother a favor. He was doing Asante Samuels a favor.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody's doing a favor for you, especially when you're trying to establish or build a platform that can help feed your family, it's not necessarily like, you're in fear of not being invited to the cookout. Like, this brother is going out of his way to do something that, one, he's doing for free. Two, he doesn't have to do any way, shape, or form. He doesn't have to pay it any attention at all. And then three, the fact that he is willing to do that for you, that automatically generates a level of respect that you have to uphold. Now, this is just my opinion on what I think happened with the T-step portion of the conversation. It was discussed, it was clarified, and there was a mutual or agreement or disagreement made off the air. There was no need for them to battle and debate for people like you to run the yo show and do this and do that. You already said, look, you was biting your fingernails hoping they talk about it. Why? For what? For what? What was that going to do for you hearing these two brothers go at it with each other over something that's opinion based? It's based on preference. They both used different techniques and performed at a high level. So
you finished
the Asante Samuel situation. Give me about 5 more seconds, dog. The Asante Samuel situation, the T-step conversation, in my opinion, it was discussed. It didn't need to be discussed on there. Coach Prime, throwing me an olive branch. You're doing me a favor. You know, what are you okay with talking about? That's professionalism. I understand that this man is about to help me put food on my plate for my family. So we can still give the people what they want, us two brothers making up, but we don't got to get into the drama or all the bull. So that's how I felt about the Asante Samuel situation.
Okay, excuse me. First of all, I never asked for bull or drama. We're talking about two people talking about two different techniques. And I thought it would be great because there was so much turmoil behind it that you have one person in Coach Prime talking about planting the toes, and then you have a person in Asante talking about the T-plant. And I'm not talking about, man, if you, Dion, you don't know. No, their whole conversation was nothing. But see, that's you. You think everybody here is to create mess and train wrecks. I was talking about two different athletes that were great at their craft, talking about two different techniques that were actually successful in doing it. And I thought it would have been a great conversation to say, you know what? Hey, man, you skinned the cat from the head to the tail. You know what, bro? I skinned the cat from the tail to the head. And guess what? The cat got skinned. This is why I did it this way. Oh, what? Why I did it this way? I'm talking about a conversation. But see, you are so worried that people are going to create, I don't want to hurt nobody's feeling. I didn't say Asante Samuel should have went up there and told him he was stupid. I was just talking about two guys having a conversation. Would be no different than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning sitting up there having a conversation about quarterbacking, right? They do it two different ways, both successful in their own right, but that's y'all problem. Y'all think if anybody say anything against Prime is a problem. I'm not saying it to say they should have argued it out because they didn't. Matter of fact, when he brought up, I called you off corner, Asante Samuels handled it perfectly. That's all I was saying because it was such a big conversation in the whole online beef. I thought it'd been a great opportunity to say, hey, this is why I did T-step. This is why I didn't do T-step. This is why I came up with what I came up with. And it was a great way for a lot of people to learn, fans, players, and anybody else alike. Because you know how many people never heard of T-step until Prime said it?
You done?
No, I'm not done because I'm just talking about that.
You literally, all right, let me
here's my second part. No, give me 5 more seconds.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. I didn't want to say it
because I knew it would have been it. There you go.
For you to say it, Colin, but you said it. You said it. I was waiting for them.
You know why?
Literally,
because I knew.
Said, Coach Hayes.
No, because I did say that because I knew if I brought that up, here go to see cult members. All you want to do is see people argue, just like you're doing right now.
Though? Why are you afraid of that? Why is that something that you're afraid of?
I'm not afraid of it. I'm tired of it.
If it's as innocent as you're stating it is, which you backpedaling better than Coach Prime and Asante right now. Okay. If it's as innocent as you're saying it is, why are you so afraid to bring it up, Coach Hayes?
You know why?
Why did it take for one of your callers to bring it up?
Can I tell you why?
Like, oh, well,
can I tell you why?
Okay.
Can I tell you why? I did it because, dog, y'all out y'all ever loving minds, bro. Like when I say y'all out y'all, see, that's the problem. You don't even see it, bro. And the reason this is why I call you a cult member, Jerome, because your statement that you put in the comment section clearly lets me know you understand better. And then you start laughing. I saw the LOL afterwards. That means you know better, but I got to stick to the script. Let me finish my point, and then I'll go back. The second thing is, right, when you were talking about Coach Prime and him being up there helping, I get that. I totally understand that. But here's where the question is. So based on what you're saying, so did Asante Samuel, based on what you're telling me, so Asante Samuels basically went and kicked the dog to see what he could get out of it? No, I'm saying, is that what you're trying to tell? Because Asante Samuels was fired up. But I'm from Florida, boy. I'm from Lauderdale, boy. He was doing all that yap. And now you're saying, well, because Coach Prime is helping me and feed my family, I can't talk about a something that is not that big of a deal?
Chaos at times creates opportunity. Asante Samuel threw something out there and caught a fish. He caught a real big fish. He caught Coach Prime. He had no idea that it was going to get taken to the level that it was taken to. And not only that, he might be able to establish a career out of this. That's how big of a deal
I understand
it was.
that.
So yes, when something happens like that, you backpedal a little bit because you're like, okay, this could actually be something. It has to happen, Coach Hayes. You would do the same thing.
No,
and you want to sit there and act like,
but my thing is, why can't you?
This is my show. I don't care who do. Man, when they come with that check, and you ain't got to sell your soul. You ain't got to sell your soul. It's just that, okay, let me hear this brother out. Let's have this conversation off camera. The same conversation that I wanted to have with you, that don't mean I gotta have it on camera, is what I'm saying.
What I'm telling you,
it don't have to be held on
what
camera.
Difference
Coach
did it
Hayes.
make? So okay, let me ask you this. What was so bad that they couldn't do it on camera since you seem to know all the background?
Knows?
Exactly.
Nobody knows.
Say it again. Say it again.
We're all guessing, Coach
Say it
Hayes.
again.
But
Say it again.
Did they have it? Did they have it on camera? Did they have it on camera?
We don't know if they had it off camera.
So there's
you
obviously
assume
a reason behind it.
Sir, you assume
have it on camera.
You assume you don't know if they had it off camera either. You
Coach
talking?
Hayes, it's what sparked it's what sparked the whole thing. You think they just forgot to talk about that? Like, come on, let's be for real. Coach Hayes.
So you know that they had it off camera.
What I'm saying is that was the main topic of discussion.
So then why wouldn't Coach Prime? So based on what you're saying,
buzz got generated.
So based on what you're saying,
they have it on camera.
So based on what you're saying, then who do you think was the initiator of not having it on camera? Then
Coach Prime.
Why?
He didn't feel like talking about it.
Why?
He already stated that some stuff was taken out of context.
There you go.
With what he was saying.
So
He's
why
already
not?
Stated that.
So why
I'm
not
going to go back and forth, try to explain, do this and do that? I don't need to.
See,
I don't need to be here
that's
anyway.
your But he doesn't have to be there. But he spent an hour with the gentleman. But hold on. It's so funny that the crux of the entire conversation was about the T-step. But they spent an hour clearing up all the other stuff around it, but did not clear up what the actual nucleus of the conversation was about. And you just said
they didn't clear it up in front of you.
No.
Clear it up for you and your whack Miami fans. They didn't clear it up for y'all. They could have cleared it up behind
your whack Miami fans.
Y'all, and you got a problem with that.
No, I don't have a problem.
That's just gonna add to your Coach Prime.
But that right there,
agenda.
But that's my point, Jerome. That right there is why I didn't even want to bring it up. Because you're whack Miami fan. Miami, I ain't even talking about Miami. Maybe because the picture in the back. Second is your hate agenda
all day. But see, I say one little thing about Miami. That's your point. That's your,
no. What I'm saying is Miami has
dude was already over here kissing and making up. Y'all gotta stop being so soft, dog.
Miami has
y'all
nothing.
Call us out of our name 24/7.
Miami
you say one thing about y'all.
You can say it, but what I'm saying is Miami has nothing to do with the conversation. If that's like me saying,
what they do if I want to bring him up.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
if you want to make a personal attack on the CU Colt, and I want to make a personal attack on Miami. That's just what it is.
Oh, man,
you can't be sensitive and say, see, this is what we will talk about. Now you talk about Miami. Man, forget Miami, man. Nobody care about Miami.
So why you bring them up? You brought them up.
Cause you keep talking, you keep saying you Colt members. So
So your feelings hurt?
Team. I ain't finna take
Ralph, your feelings hurt, Ralph? Ralph, your feelings hurt?
No, your feelings hurt.
No.
You the one with kissing and making up with the brother early on the show, man. Y'all had us going to sleep with that call,
man. So anyway, back to what I was saying was, so now if Prime doesn't want to talk about it, that's my whole thing is, you don't have to do it for me. That's why I didn't even want to bring it up. When the dude brought it up, I said, look, this is why I want to bring it, because you got people like yourself, you let your G-string get up your ass, and then you don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Now we're taking personal attacks. Now I'm have to get on you, Coach.
No, what you just said.
Team attacks. Now we take personal attacks. Now I'm on your ass, dog. I'm trying to give you a pass.
No, what you did. You just did that to me. No, you just did that. No, you just did that to me. I didn't do that to you.
Miami.
And what else did you say? What did you say right after that?
That Miami is trash.
You sensitive. So now when I say your G-string, now you sensitive.
Oh, you is sensitive, man. Everybody know that. Look at your skin tone, brother. You extra sensitive.
Look at my skin tone. Come on, dog. You lighter than me.
y'all light skinned dudes know for being sensitive.
Bro,
man.
how you lighter than me?
Bad,
how you lighter than me? And don't you live in?
I'm not lighter than you, dog.
You live in Texas, don't you?
I'm not lighter than you.
Don't you live in Texas?
But listen, Coach.
All that sun. But anyway, let's get back to football. Though. I ain't got time. You can talk to them people about that. Listen, go over to the Colt member. Here's what I'm gonna say to you. Here's what I'll say to you. Only thing I said was about it because he brought it up. Now, because you got your feelings hurt because he didn't. I don't actually even care. I thought it would be a great conversation because I did want to hear. Because what was so interesting, like you said.
So you do care, Coach Hayes. Don't say you don't care.
Okay, you're right.
Do.
All right, you're right.
All right,
you're right.
Have to be
all right,
that guy.
You're right.
You know,
you're right. So listen. So because you said Coach Prime said that stuff was taken out of context, I thought that was a great opportunity to clear up the context because a lot of people didn't know that it was taken. This is my first time hearing that whatever he said to that reporter when he backed up and walked forward was taken out of context. So it would have been a great opportunity to clear the air. That's why you have those conversations. That's why you went on the show. Yeah, you did them a favor. Yeah, you did it for free. All those other great things. But it was also to clear the air because even at the very end of the interview, Prime say, "Hey, man, we good?" Asante say, "Yeah, we good, man. We good." So that's all I'm saying. That's it. It wasn't the whole T-step was not a bad thing. It wasn't a big deal. It was two different techniques that was used to do the same thing. That's it.
Yeah, and they both worked at it. What's understood don't need to be explained. We all know that they both was extremely successful with the different techniques. We don't need them to get up there and talk about it. And then when you're trying to mend a relationship, it's about mending that relationship with you and that other person. Whether you want to let the world in, and that's y'all decision. We can't, and I'm not saying you're mad or upset about it, but we can say, oh, we wish it would have went like that, and that's perfectly fine. But my thing was, you made it seem like Asante didn't bring it up because he was afraid of not being brought to the cookout.
I did not make it.
Don't think.
No,
listen,
sir.
Listen, hold on, Coach.
No,
I
sir.
just don't think that was the case. I think obviously that was a topic of a discussion that was had either before the interview, after it, whatever it may be. I don't think that he did not bring it up because he was in fear of not being invited to the cookout.
But sir, see, that right there triggered you because if you listen to the context, I was not speaking about Asante per se. I was using that example of people who meet someone and they don't want to, they want to be invited to the cookout. So they'll go over here, rah, 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 rah. And then when the person come to the table, right? Hey, coach, how you doing? Everything's good. But when they were by themselves, I was using that as an example. But see, because y'all get so triggered, soon as somebody says something, you take it out of context, bro. But it's funny,
it's not
Coach Pro. Excuse me,
you said his name.
I did. I said
that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you go back and listen to it, you done saved my number. You can call me.
No, we're gonna do it on air. I ain't gotta talk to you offline.
That's why I called Ed, Coach.
Okay,
that is literally
all right.
Why I called Ed.
Y'all amazing, man. Okay. Y'all amazing.
But anyways,
y'all amazing, bro. I swear.
Are you done with this? I'm not. Listen, Coach Hayes, I'm not saying. And maybe you sometimes you say people say stuff.
No, I don't.
And then they brush over it. You literally said Basically, he's saying that Asante was afraid of not being invited to the cookout. That's exactly what you said to the caller, Coach. So go back to that caller and listen
to the context. Don't listen to the clip.
That's neither no here nor.
Listen to the context.
I am listening to the context, Coach.
Okay,
I am.
I'm gonna make sure.
But you specified the brother's name, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We should be happy that the brothers made up, had a discussion.
I was happy. You called in here with this
discussion. Like, why can't we be satisfied with that?
I was satisfied. I said, bro, it was a great thing. I even said the whole thing. I went to RG3. See, I don't know where you came in the show. I said RG3 and RC need to make up. I said, I'm tired of us as people always getting on the internet, creating beef, even people with gray beards. That ain't no young man's game. I said, even the old people always want to create beef. I said, why not just have conversations? But maybe you missed that part of the show. There you go. Back.
I got a question for you.
Back to context.
I did miss that part of the show, and I apologize. I was a little late.
Context matters.
I got a question for you. Do you want RG3 and Ryan Clark to specifically talk about what happened in regards to this man talking about this man's family when they do make up? Do you want to hear them sit and have a conversation regarding that? Or are you okay with them skipping past all that, having that conversation off camera, and then talking about what really matters, getting back to the root of what they were talking about?
So
because you can't say you want Coach Prime and Asante to talk about
you gonna let me answer?
The root of the conversation, which was the T-step.
You gonna let me answer?
Then when we go to these guys, we don't want to hear them talk about this brother's family and this and say, I apologize. This we're not trying to hear that. So you can't have
you're not trying to hear that.
Is what I'm saying.
But sir, you try to answer for me. You asked me would I want those two to come in together talk about it. Yes, it doesn't have to be the entirety of the conversation, but that particular part about the family is where RG3 felt like he crossed the line. So therefore, that is the conflicting point in the whole debate. So yeah, they could talk about what happened with Angel Reese. They could talk about all of the aftermath. They could talk about their viewpoints, but they should also talk about where Ryan Clark said, I had no intent towards your wife. I was saying that you had your wife as a prop. And then RG3 saying, you talked about my wife and my kids. Now, once did he mention the kids? But in the end, guess what? Then he goes in and throws ESPN in it when it was on the Pivot podcast. So that was being slick by RG3's part to try to do what? I'm just saying, if they had a conversation.
We don't need to hear that, Coach.
I know you don't want to hear that.
We need to hear them make, and that's when you call us cult members messy and we want the drama and this and this and that. That's really you, Coach Hayes. You, the leader of the cult members. Yes. You just root for Miami and you go to Colorado games and hide in the stand because you don't want nobody to know you there. But you the one want the messy stuff.
Yes,
you the one want the drama. You want that. We don't want that, but we're the cult members.
Yes, sir.
I'm cool with them brothers saying we discuss everything off camera. Let's get back to the root. Let's talk about Angel Reese now. Okay. I don't need you to say this about my family, this about my wife. They already do enough. Ain't no need for us to continue discussing them on national TV. Let's talk about sports, which is what we're here to talk about.
All hell
I don't want to hear him say this about his family and that about his family.
Keyword, I don't want it. You don't want to hear it. But again, that's the problem, though, Jerome. The problem with y'all is this is how conflict resolution takes place, dog. But here's the funny thing. We're quick that we love the train wreck when everybody talking about, but we don't want to see the resolution. And this is why the same. I may go a little deeper than you about than the water may get for you. But this is also why we have beefs throughout our community. This is what I was whole thing I was saying. Back to context is that first thing we do when we have beef, we go get on the phone, right? We get on the internet. We gonna tell a story. We gonna do this. When at the end of the day, a simple conversation clears all that foolishness up. It creates a lot. It eliminates a lot of pain. It leads to a lot of money and maybe even some deaths. Right? I'm just talking about bigger.
I agree with you, Coach.
I know
1,000%.
So my point is, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Just not on national TV.
But why not?
That's
it's not.
The point I think you're missing.
But no.
Why?
The point I'm missing is because it's showing other people how to do conflict resolution. The same way they showed other people how to create. See, that's your problem, though, Jerome. You're thinking young-minded, bro. Just hear me for a second. Just follow me for 1 second. What I'm trying to tell you is there is so much in this world where bull crap happens. but we don't ever see how it gets resolved. And what I'm trying to tell you is that same beef that's created online, that same beef can be resolved online. That's what you're missing. See, you want to just be entertained, but what you're not understanding that this entertainment turns into sad Saturdays, dog. It's dudes beefing on
And
Instagram.
what you're not understanding is one conversation in front of the nation isn't going to resolve somebody talking about your wife or your kids, regardless of what you. So that one conversation that you're talking about that they should have in front of the world, that's not going to necessarily resolve the situation.
I can't help you.
It could take way more than that. You're assuming that this one conversation is going to resolve everything. No, it's not. You talking about my wife. You talking about my kids. That one conversation is not going to resolve that right away, Coach.
So here we go. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Jerome? What did he say about his kids?
Yeah. I don't know what he said about his kids.
Nothing. He didn't even bring them up. But there's my point. You caught the clip of RG3 talking about, you talked about my wife, you talked about my kids and families. Ryan Clark said not a word about the man's kids, but that's because you live in the YouTube reel, in the Instagram world.
He talked about his family, regardless of who in his family.
Oh, now it's his family. No,
that conversation is not going to be resolved.
But he did not.
Conversation in front of the world. It's not going to happen.
He did not, but he did not talk about his. You like he talked about his wife.
So he didn't mention his wife at all.
No, but he did not talk about her. There's a difference.
If you mention my wife, and we're talking about sports, then you're talking about her.
Okay, I can't help you.
Why is my wife brought in the conversation?
Because your wife was in because your wife was in the clip when you were talking about Angel Reese.
Okay,
that's why.
But why? No, but if I'm talking about Angel Reese, why are you talking about my wife?
Because your wife.
I'm not on anybody's side. I don't care. You're trying to lean into because you got to reach again. Because I always be getting on your ass, so you got to reach.
No Diddy, dog. Don't get on my ass.
So now you reach.
You can just shake my hand.
Well,
don't get on my ass.
Did you really hear this, or did you really say
you
that?
didn't?
The point I'm making is those conversations don't need to be held publicly for everybody to hear, everyone to see. Now that's my point. That's what I believe. If you think
and that's fine,
then that's cool. We can agree to disagree.
That's fine. And guess what we just did? We just did exactly. If you go back and
agree to disagree,
there you go. But listen, if you go back and watch the beginning, I even said that when you had those conversations, just listen to me for a second. I even said this. I said when you have those conversations with people, sometimes you can see a different person's perspective and you get their side, but sometimes you can't resolve it. And so what do you end up doing? Agree to disagree. And that's okay. But there's a mutual respect. That's all I was saying when I brought that whole thing up about conversations. And this is me talking as an older dude now. The younger dude be like, F that cat. You understand? But as an older dude, and I don't know how old you are, but I'm saying, and I see these youngsters all day. Remember, I work in the school. They internet beef. Here go the funny thing. When you bring them in, they don't even know why they beefing. Well, after they done had a fight, cut all up, scratched the eye. Why y'all was fighting? Oh, because Shalisha had said that you had said, the girl, I wasn't even at school that day. So why you listen to her? That's all I was saying is, because I see these type of things, and I'm looking at grown adults, established people in this world, and they quick to go to their phones to beef. So guess what? Give us the negative, and it shows the part. That's all I'm saying. But again, context matters. And like you just said, we agree to disagree. And I have no problem with that. That's okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I want the conversation to be had, Coach Hedge. I'm not against the conversation. I just don't think it need to be had publicly. But moving forward, my last thought that I called in for, well, I guess we out of time, man. We'll talk for about 45 minutes.
It don't matter. You the last caller. You the last caller. I'm good.
Y'all, are you done with the Asante situation and the? Are you done with all that?
Are you done with it? You say you on to the next question?
Yeah, I said what I had to say about that. I think the conversation was held off camera. I think Prime did Asante a favor.
Okay, you said
not saying that Asante asked for the favor, because just because somebody do you a favor don't mean you asked for it. So I'm not saying, like Asante he might not have necessarily asked Prime to do that. So I'm not saying that he was, had his hand out or anything like that. All I'm saying is that that could, potentially turn into something for him. But anyways, y'all talked about the transfer portal. I know you've been a big advocate about this and not liking how it's going down. And so your stance is there need to be a cutoff on when players can leave. Is that what you're saying? Like, do you got an issue with the money, or do you got an issue with the players leaving? Is it a combination of both? Like, I'm trying to get where you stand at on that.
I don't have a problem with the money. You could pay a dude $1 gazillion. That's your investment as your company. I don't care. I think my perspective is, if you want to leave, you can leave every year. I'm just saying, do it from December to January, whatever that window is after when transitions are happening. I don't see where a guy should be able to, this is me, where a guy should be transferring in, I'm going to say December, January, then transfer April after spring because he ain't play, and then transfer in July. All I'm saying is, as a player and a college student now, you're a college student. You're not a freshman in high school. When you want to transfer, get in the transfer portal, do your due diligence when you go and talk to these teams if you jump in the transfer portal. I'm trying to lay everything out because I don't know what you know and what you don't know about what my point is. So when people say the coaches can do it, that's what me and Tiger were talking about. I understand. That's why I say you can leave when the coaches leave. Ain't got no problem with that. But coaches don't leave in July, because to the fans, the season is from August to December, right? That's what they see. But the preparation for the season begins in January. This is why coaches get hired and fired, typically in December, January, unless you get fired in the middle of the season, but it's during the actual gameplay. But you know where I'm going. Do you understand, or I just want to be clear?
Yeah,
you don't see coaches getting picked up in July. You don't see coaches getting picked up in April. You see coaches get picked up. I'm talking about head coaches. They get picked up in December and January, because that's when technically the new season starts, the recruiting, the spring ball, the preparation. He has to have time to hire his staff. All of these things happen. So as a player, I think the same thing should occur. And here's why I say that, and I'm done. Because now once you're on this team from, I'll just say January to August, or January to December, a full calendar year, this team can count on you being here as a second stringer, as a whatever. This is the situation you're in. Next year, if you want to go try your hand at the transfer portal, more the merrier, dog. I don't care if you get paid $1 gazillion. That's where I stand.
Okay. Well, what I say to that, what the good kids say, the math ain't math. It's like the ratios are off, man. It's one head coach per team. And how many players is on each roster? Like
say 105,
83, 90 players.
105.
So you'll never be able to have, an eye for an eye in that regard. So just because a head coach can't leave and should stay and I can leave during this time, don't mean that you can expect that same thing for 95 other people. I agree in regards to maybe there's too many opportunities to leave. I think there's like 3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're on a team, right, and there's this window to leave, if there's a window to leave open, that means there's a window to come. So if you're on a team and that window opens, and somebody comes in who now they're going to have your spot, that the reps that you thought you were going to be getting, you're no longer going to be getting. Could be your senior season, could be whatever it may be. And these are just variables that I'm adding. Obviously, this ain't a specific situation, but I don't think at that point that you should have to stay there. Like, it's just not, because once you bring other people in, I should be given at least one more opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to leave. I'm a senior. This guy clearly is better than me. I know I'm not going to play. I was expecting to play this season. Good luck to y'all. I'm out of here. That's how I look at it. Now, I don't know the exact number of times they have right now. Do you know? Is it 3? Is it 4? Like, how many times?
Dudes leave in January, dudes leave in April, and dudes leave in July.
Okay. So I think 2 would be fine, man, because then there's a set. They got these 2 times. You got to either leave this time or you got to leave next time. But I don't agree with the fact that there should only be one time to leave because coaches only leave during this. I mean, this is your team.
No, that's
like,
not
you
what.
the head of the program.
So again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that they should have one time to leave because coaches. I was saying people use coaches as an excuse for the players to leave when they say coaches leave all the time. I was just simply saying, yes, coaches do leave all the time, but coaches don't leave 3-4 times in the season. That's what I was just trying to make. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying that for me. I was saying when people try to say, well, coaches leave all the time, they get to go for better opportunities. You're right. But they go when this particular window because they don't move. Here's another thing I'm gonna just tell you about this. If you're a player and you're getting beat out and you go in the transfer portal, what's the odds of you ain't being good at another school? No way. Unless you want to. Now, I will say this. I don't mind you going to another school if you go down. I ain't got no problem with that.
Not necessarily down, but like.
No, when I say you go down, like you go to the FCS. No, not the prestige, because that's subjective. We're talking about you if you like they used to do. Remember, you had D1, D1 AA. If you went down a level, you could play right away. If you went lateral, you had to sit out a year. I'm just simply saying at some point.
It's dream on Alabama, and they bring somebody in as my senior. I know I'm not going to play, and I play offensive guard. I can go to Colorado, and I'm going to start.
Yeah, but sir, if you're a senior, if you're coming into a senior. Listen to this. If you coming in as a senior and you've been in Alabama for 4 years and you ain't played yet.
Yeah.
And that's on you, bro. You should have been left.
No, I'm not saying I haven't played, but somebody transferred in from Ohio State who we gave him the bag and now he's taking my position. I'm not saying like I haven't played at all. This is my first year. I'm hoping I'm playing. I'm just giving scenarios to where like where a player might want to leave. And having that transfer window open up one more time, could be beneficial for him. I don't have an issue with that. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I hear you.
I think 2 times is good, man.
I just think it's so. So do you think? So,
but I did hear y'all talking about money. Oh, go ahead. My fault. What'd you say?
No, I was saying. So, do you think players should be able to transfer every year with no penalty?
Yeah, until they start giving out multi-year contracts, because the contracts.
Okay, that's fair.
The deals are yearly. That's on the NCAA's fault. They shouldn't did that. The deals are yearly. So if they want people to stay longer, they need to give longer deals. But they're not going to do that. Because if you get hurt, we still got to pay you for that next year. So that's to their fault.
No, I mean I agree with that. I like I said, I think you should be able to transfer every year. I don't have an issue with it, right? I really don't. If you feel like that's what it is, I just feel like when you're trying to build teams. When you're trying to build things in places, there's a good and a bad on both ends of this. And I guess coming from the coach's side of it, when you're trying to put your team together and you're looking at your depth chart, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I got Big Tiger, all right? And then I got Jerome here, right? And then I got this person or whatever, that person. Well, damn, as soon as Jerome leaves, right? I'm like, fuck, he's gone. And it's July or it's April or whatever it is. Now, what do? I got to go try to it's a revolving door of whateverness when at the end of the day, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just looking at it with a different lens. Like I say, it's a revolving door. You see it one way, I see it another way. At the end of the day, they're going to do it however they want to do it because neither one of us are on the committee to make any changes. But it's just a talking point.
Yeah.
What's the last point you had to say?
Sure. It's just a new game now, man. It's just a new game. Something that us as fans and players, parents, everybody we just gonna have to get used to it. And I think there will be some fine tuning. They'll tighten up a couple of loose screws, but I think it's where it's gonna be. I think it's gonna stay year to year.
Like the whole thing is Augusta. I'm sorry, but the Augusta piece. They said Augusta had to leave because his credits didn't transfer.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that for sure, but that's what they're saying. Like,
okay, so word on the street
academically, he wasn't able to get in.
Right. So word on the street is his credits didn't transfer. But what people don't realize, that's a real thing. Like that's a real thing. And again, people don't understand the nuances. They think you just jump in the portal. There are a lot of schools that, you got to have credits to come here, bro. What school was he going to? Which one?
Virginia.
Virginia. Right. So I'm just saying, man.
So how do you know? Because you've been in that area, like without him jumping in the portal, committing to them, how would he ever even know if his credit's going to transfer or not? Is there any way that he can know prior to?
Man, listen, all you gotta do is get your transcript and you send it. And they go look at your transcript, they look at your course catalog, they look at the coding. They could do that. Somebody dropped the ball and screwed that kid. That's what happened.
So he's able to do that even while being committed to Colorado.
No, he ain't. No, but guess what? He better do it so you don't get caught in them situations. It's just what it is. It's just like if I was a player today. I got access to Huddle and whatever they got, XOs, digital XOs. I'm keeping all my stuff. Now you can call me what you want. Y'all can press charges. But how many people you think gonna let you walk out after you finna jump in the transfer portal so you can get your practice tape? But mind you, hold up, here go the funny thing. This is why I tell people, right? This is a perfect line. It feel like family. Bull crap. If it feel like family, I'm out. Because guess what? As soon as you tell me that, coach, I'm leaving. Because you know why? As soon as I try to leave or something happen, maybe I get into something off campus, police involved, y'all gonna distance yourself from me. Right? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But
that love ain't unconditional, man.
Now, right. So now if you build a relationship in the process, like, man, me and Coach Jerome got cool, that's different. But y'all talking about family, man, I done seen the university turn their back on these kids so doggone fast. Because what? It hurt the brand. But you sat right there in the people's living room and told them, mama, I'm going to take him. I'm going to bring him in as a boy and make him leave as a man. As soon as he get in trouble, you send him right to the boys' juvenile ranch. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm cool with him going to get that money, man. And last thing I'll say about that, because I heard y'all talking about the money. Y'all talked about Wester and the money FIU invested and him going to Colorado.
We're talking about paying back. We're talking about paying back. So what we were saying, just so you understand, I had said a while ago that this is, again, where the smaller schools are getting poached, right? And they are spending a lot of money recruiting these kids, but their recruiting budget is nowhere near as big as Alabama or any of these schools, any of these Power 4 schools. As big as Vanderbilt, bro. They ain't bad. But think about it. So they go there, they spend, we brought up Wester. So let's just take a guy like Wester, for example. He's 3 years there at FAU. They've invested in him. The coaches developed him. He's been under their insurance, all that good stuff. I get it, right?
Right.
And then he leaves and goes to Colorado. Fine. I get it. But I think that's the lazy way the Power 4 schools are getting now in recruiting, that let somebody else see if he good or not. And then we just gonna come in and pluck him off the top. And we didn't spend no money doing it. All we do is bring him on one official OV. He signed, he not, it was it. But they didn't go to the house. I'm just saying they didn't go through the whole recruiting process. They didn't do anything to get the kid except offer him a bigger opportunity, which I'm not knocking. But I'm saying, how does the smaller brother keep feeding the bigger brother, but there's getting nothing in return to keep that cycle going? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear y'all, but what I would say about that is you got 3 years out of him. That's the return on your investment. And then we talking about Colorado not spending no money. I honestly think Colorado spent more on Wester that 1 year than his previous school spent on him for that 3.
What do you mean?
You got to understand when you a top dog like that, and he's second in the running behind the, what is it, the Bolitnikov? Is that what the word? What's the word? What's that award called?
Bolitnikov.
Yeah. When you runner up for that, like you a top dog, bro. So that those players don't come cheap. So the money that Colorado, or what we like to say the big brother, spent, in my opinion, is probably more.
No, but you're talking
FIU spent in that 3 year period.
No. But you're speaking of the collectives. I'm talking about the university through the recruiting. I'm not talking about what they spent to get him to come to Colorado, because Colorado didn't pay that. The boosters or whatever, that 55 club or whatever it's called. I don't ever hear nobody talk about that either. But what's the name of whatever the collective is, that's a separate entity than the university. We're talking about university to university acquisition. I'm not talking about what you paid in NIL deal versus what I paid in NIL. We're talking about the coaches going to recruit him. I'm just talking about all of the money it takes that it does to recruit these kids. I'm not talking about, again, what NILs used to attract him to come to Colorado. We're talking about institution to institution dollars.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like I ain't talking about, because again, there's added value, right? Think about it. Everybody else got paid, but that school. Yeah, LaJohntay Wester was at FAU. Ain't none of y'all heard of LaJohntay Wester until he was a Colorado guy. Like they start looking at him. Let's be honest. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true for me too. And hell, I'm down the street. Right? Am I right or wrong? Right. So I'm down. What I'm saying is nobody heard this guy because they don't have the same market. I can't tell you last time I saw an FAU game. The last time I saw FAU play was when I was coaching at FIU and we played them. That's the last time I seen them play.
Yeah. No, it's just a wild game now, man. It's only gonna get wilder, in my opinion, especially with what Nico done pulled at Tennessee, man. It's just about to get crazy. But yeah, that's all I wanted, Coach Hayes. I had to get up here, man, and talk the trash for a little bit, man. You know it's all love, man. You know I be cooking you, man. You know.
Oh God.
But no, for real, man. We gotta chop it. I know August 12th is far away, but I think that'll give me enough time, and I'll be able to see like who's starting in the lineup, so I can.
You don't know already?
You
don't know already?
Predictions.
You don't know already?
Nah, I don't
See,
know yet,
the Colt members know already.
Prime ain't hit me this week, man. He said he's gonna call me next week.
Man, the Colt members know who's starting. They know who's gonna be the first starter. But I'm telling you, they be knowing everything.
Leave us Colt members alone, dog.
Hey, can I say something though? Can I ask you a question? I do, and that's why. Can I say this? And I promise I ain't gonna. That's why I didn't bring nothing up about the T stuff. I swear to God, I didn't want to bother y'all, bro. I didn't. I left. That's the God's honest truth. I like, no, hey, don't even bring it up. And then the dude brought it up. I like, well, let's go with it.
Well, that's not you being yourself, Coach. Hey, we don't want you to not be yourself, dog. Like, be yourself, bro. Like,
because y'all be aggravating the hell out of me, dog.
It's part of it, man. You know you be liking it sometime, man, because you get.
No, I'm petty as hell though.
Turn your show up, like,
bro. That's like some of y'all.
Be yourself, man.
Dog, that's like when. Okay. Do me a favor, Jerome. Can I ask a question? Since you I think you're a pretty fair guy.
Yeah.
And you told me be myself, so I'm gonna be petty. God.
Go ahead, man. I like it.
And here's I'll preface this first with a disclaimer. What I realized is when you try to talk to the Colt members, the players catch strays, right? Because if I bring up something to disprove the Coltness, I have to talk about said player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair? So now it sounds like you're hating on this kid when I'm not really hating on the kid. I'm hating on the foolery and the buffoonery that's coming out of the Colt member's mouth, but I have to use the kid in the example because you understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay, so my question is, because I know you know a lot. You said Coach Prime called you. I am still trying to understand what 100 records Shedeur broke. Now stop, before you answer, I just want to give my example. This right here sounds like I'm hating on Shedeur, but I'm not. This is a Colt member thing. But see how Shedeur is catching a stray from this right here? I'm not hating on Shedeur. I'm asking the Colt member, what 100 records did he break? And can you please produce the link that'll show me the 100 records? Because they got it on their website. They got it on the Colorado website that he broke 100 school records, but they don't list the 100 school records.
Yeah, man. I say with that 100 records that he broke, it's just like that terrible interview that he had with the Giants, where he came in pants sagging, talking trash, shades on, entourage with him, is headlines, man. And headlines feed households. So that's what I would say about that.
And so, okay, so I'm glad. So you didn't answer my question. Did he break 100 records? Yes or no? I'm not understanding.
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if he did or if he didn't. They say he did, but like I said, they also said he went into the Giants interview room.
I know, but see, again, this is not a Shador thing.
That.
I'm not knocking Shador. See, that's what people do. They turn into Shador. I'm asking about the 100 record. I'm not trying to dismiss the Giant thing. I think it's bull crap too. But here's my thing. You know football, right, Jerome?
Yeah.
Could you come up with 100 school records at the quarterback position to break?
Yes, coach. You could too. Cause you last time I was over here, you start making up stuff. He was the first person to put on his left shoe before he put on his right shoe. Like you can make up records to break.
All right. So long as we're on that page. All right, no problem. Because that's why I say no. I get it. I just want to make sure that that's what we're talking about. But when you confront cult members about this foolishness, the first thing they'll say, trust me, you can look at all my videos. What are you talking about? Shador broke 100 record. And this right here is the disingenuous piece that I don't like when it comes to this game. Because you got a lot of new football fans coming to this game and people spit the foolishness and they can't tell the difference. And then they'll come on here and swear you down, you wrong. And then when you cook them, then you turn into people like Melissa Porter.
But that's part of it, Coach. You need people like that. Like, I think my read on you, you want people. You good dude, man. You got a good show. You know what you're talking about. You've been doing it for a while. This Coach Hayes for a reason. You're not actually coach. You know the X's and O's part again. A lot of people don't have that. So you're in a space where majority of the people don't have that, expecting majority of the people to have that. And I feel like that's where the downfall comes is your expectations too high, man. You got to lower them.
And you know what it is, Jerome? When I first, you may be right, but here's what I said. I don't have expectations. I'm trying to tell for the person that doesn't know, I'm trying to tell you, hey, guy, it doesn't work that way. Like, you get where I'm coming from? Like, I don't have an expectation. Like, if a guy calls in and says something crazy, and I've had a couple tonight, you didn't hear me say a word. I just let it fly.
Yeah.
But if you ask,
you do that often, but sometimes
no, because you know why? No, you know why? Because they'll say something so crazy, or they'll ask me a question, Jerome. So, Coach Hayes, what do you think? And when I say it, when I tell them my answer, I'm hating. Why? Because some dude that also doesn't know told them something, and they're swearing me down. And I'm like, brother, it doesn't. You got to put the left shoe on the left foot. Like, that's how life works. It doesn't work the other way. You can't put the right shoe on the left foot because you mess your feet up. No. They said that Shador wore his right cleat on his left foot and his left cleat on his right foot. That's why he could throw so good. I'm like, well, sir, it doesn't work that way. I'm trying to explain to you. Nah, you just a hater, dog. All right, yes, sir. God damn.
Your motto this season just got to be, man, we can agree to disagree, man. It's going to save you a lot of stress, man. Trust me.
Can I tell you this? I don't get stressed out by YouTube. When I cut this off, I ain't thinking about you. I really, bro.
That's good to hear, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
happy to hear it.
Bro, if y'all think this dude here be stressed about YouTube, y'all out y'all, man. It's some dudes be stressed, dog. They be in there kicking the dog and drowning the goldfish by YouTube, bro. Y'all crazy.
I believe it, man.
It's dudes be sitting up there reading the comments because somebody didn't like what they said. Man, y'all crazy as hell. Man, I could go through 1,000 comments. Man, I ain't gonna never see these people. These people will never see me. And if they do, you know what they gonna do? Hey, Coach Hayes, how you doing? They ain't gonna keep it 100.
Watch the Miami game.
You know what they gonna do? They trying to get invited to the barbecue. But behind this keyboard, Boy, they thugged out, boy. Thugs are us. Shout out to Trick Daddy, boy. When they see you in the face,
That's
hey, coach,
funny,
how you
man.
doing, coach?
Well, Coach James, man, I appreciate you letting me rock
Anytime,
with you,
man.
man. But
I'll just say this: when I went to Boulder, hey, coach, hey, how you doing? But I was the biggest hater. Hey, coach, you take a picture?
You ain't know, man. Hate is the new love, man.
There it
You
is.
know?
That's what it
Come on,
is.
nah.
Well, guess what? Then you gonna hate my ass on August 12th. Nah, Jim, you good
Coach
people,
James,
dog.
man.
Much
You
love
be
to you,
cool,
brother.
man.
For sure, we about to get
Yeah,
up
I'll
out of here.
at you, man.
Yes, sir. Good call, man.
All right,
I
peace.
enjoyed that, man. That was good. Good talk. I have a good time with this. LMV, again, I am a liar. I said an hour and a half. We had 3.5 hours. It is 12:42 in the morning. What are we doing? I enjoy it. I really do. This is fun. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man. It's 12:42 in the morning. I still got stuff to do. We're going to make it happen. But with all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I know I keep saying the WREs are coming back. We got a lot of commitments going on, especially here in the summer. Players are committing left and right, and I'm finna be on the case. So y'all go ahead and make it happen. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all give the love to all the other content creators as well, man. It ain't easy. Trust me, it ain't easy. And everybody that donated, thank you, man. FP, make sure I give them some FPSD, man. Thank you so much. Chef Jerome donated. Brother Jay Blaze donated as well. Thank you, guys. And with all that being said, we out of here. Peace.